I get those goosebumps every time.
I just have to get the big fella off the bench.
Could this be their last chance now? In it comes, Monster to the far post! He scored! Harry Monster scored!
I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too numb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hind to throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. 713 through the 281, yeah, I'm riding. Why they on me outside? I'm sipping low-key and high, it's my rider. I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those times, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hind.
Come on, get in there. Welcome to Loading Mag NUFC, the watch-along for the massive Champions League game, PSG against Newcastle United. And yeah, don't get no bigger than this. This is it, boys. We talked about it before. This is it. Make or break tonight. If we lose, we're out of the Champions League. If we draw or win, dream's still alive. Dream's still alive. But Daz, Chris, how are you boys? And what are your thoughts going into the game now that the team news is out and we're so close to kickoff?
Yeah, I still believe, Pete. I still believe. I think in the one way this I put down 1-0 because I have to believe. I can't. I don't want this dream to end. So let's go for it. I'll take a draw now though. But we thought against when we were at home that it was going to be potentially impossible. But you know what happened there. So anything can happen here. Bring it on.
Bring it on, Chris. What are your thoughts, mate, getting into the game?
It's a big one, isn't it? Big one, probably the biggest one in recent history. It's a bit of a nail biter. The one thing I'm clinging on to hope is, well, there's two things actually. The two things that I'm clinging on to tonight are we've all got to remember, including the players, what we did in the first leg. We've all got to remember that in terms of what we did to them at St. James's Park. So there's no reason why we can't. And I think the second thing is, yes, when you look at the bench, it's a little bit panicky when you look at the bench, but when you look at the starting 11, I look and I think, yeah, that, you know, I think it's a huge night for Lewis Miley, and no matter what happens tonight, this is something that he's always going to remember. And I think tonight could be his night. It could be the night where he announces himself on the world stage, and I think he's going to be bang up for it tonight. And I hope he plays well. I believe he will. But yeah, we've got a good 11 out there tonight, boys. And you know what? You've got to go in hopeful. And I just hope, and I do expect us to do this. I just hope we give it a go. No matter what happens, just give it a go. Don't just surrender. You know, lie down and surrender. Have a go. And you know what? If we get beat 3-0, so be it. But I'd rather us get beat 3-0 having a go than get beat 1-0 and we just sat back and got pipped at the end. That would annoy me.
I see. I don't know what your thoughts on this, Daz, but I was kind of slightly different. But I'm coming around to your way of thinking, Chris. Actually, is that I thought thinking about it on away days, I thought that we might be a little bit more reserved, that we might be a little bit like how we were against Chelsea in the first half. We got at them, but we did it in pockets of the game.
In the game.
Yeah, so we kind of we sat in deep. Then we went out and had a 5 or 10 minute blast, and we kind of pushed them, pressed them high, tried to create chances, and then we kind of sat back in because we didn't, but like we kind of just retreated from that intense press. And I thought we might be the same, but it worked at St. James's Park. So Daz, like, are you the same mindset as Chris in terms of just go for it? Whatever happens, but just go for it.
Just go for it, but they aren't going to be as naive as they were. Like it's PSG, and I'm saying they were naive against Newcastle because they went all out attack. Like they went like 4-2-4 or like against us. Yeah, they kind of, and they changed their team to suit us when we played them at home. So no, they're going back to type here. And yeah, it's going to be a tough game. And people are saying in the chat as well, hopefully no injuries. If we can keep everyone that we have on the pitch to last the 90 minutes, maybe a few subs at the real end, but we have a chance. But again, away from home, it's always more difficult away from home. None of those home comforts don't have that 12th man. So, but why not? Why not?
Do you know what they say, don't they, that the defense is the best form of attack? And I do think one of the main reasons that we did what we did to PSG was because we literally went at them with no fear and was just like, right, we're gonna match you and we're gonna outwork you and we're gonna outplay you and not give you a minute on the ball. And I think that's where we got all our success. I think you're right, Pete, against the likes of Chelsea, for example. Yeah. You know, we bided our time, but the danger is when you've got a team as prolific and as dangerous as PSG, you only need to give them one or two chances and they'll take one of them. And that's the danger. And I think if we go 1-0 behind, it's an uphill battle. It's a massive uphill battle because they won't score and then retreat like we did against Chelsea to a degree. They will go for the jugular. And as soon as it goes 2-3, it's done.
Yeah, you're right, and that's the thing is that they are so relentless. Like Eddie I was talking about. Really, he said in his press conference that they have been relentless ever since they kind of played Newcastle. Ever since that point, they've just been on it, and they've been going at teams constantly and scoring a hell of a lot of goals off the back of it. So this is the thing. This is the thing that we're kind of got to be a little bit worried about. But from your perspective, boys, you know, is there anyone that's considered as the guy that could potentially win us the game? I mean, obviously we've got our obvious things, but is there anyone that you're looking at tonight from a Newcastle perspective and thinking, you know what, he could be our match winner today?
For our squad? Oh,
yeah,
let's bring it up.
Yeah.
Let's bring it up on screen. And I know thanks Tom for putting it in the chat as well. But yeah, this is our squad. What wouldn't you love to see Miley step up and score? But yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if Dubravka has to come off the bench, like Keith Roll was saying, and put it in the back of the net, so be it. I don't care who scores.
Yeah, definitely. And anyone stand out for you? Sorry, Chris. With regards
Pete,
to who could be the difference maker?
Yeah, I'm going to try and be as succinct as I can here. But to be honest, I look at the whole team and I'm just like, I'm looking at Trippier and I'm going, right, come on. You know, vice captain, whatever you want to call him. I'm looking for a big performance from him. I'm looking at Livramento, left back. He's been so impressive since he's come in. He's going to have a big game against Dembele, likely. I haven't seen the PSG lineup, actually. I'm looking at Bruno. Miley, obviously, is an obvious one. But for me, Miley just needs support and he needs help from the team around him. And we need to try and protect him as much as we can. That's where I think Bruno and Joe Linton come in. I think Eddie Howe's probably had his arm around him and said, listen, look after him in the middle of the park tonight. He's going to need it. And we need big performances from Big Joe and Bruno. They need to carry this midfield tonight. And then, obviously, I'm looking at the golden boy at the minute. I'm looking at Anthony Gordon. And I'm thinking, right, you know, we need Anthony Gordon fit and firing, and we need him to kind of dig us out this little bit of a predicament we're in. Alexander Isak's come back last week against Chelsea and he scored his goal. We need him to carry on that form. And then obviously Miggy Almiron. We know Miggy Almiron on his day can do stuff. We know Miggy Almiron's capable of, getting us out of trouble and finding a goal out of somewhere. So for me, Miggy Almiron, it's a massive game for him. And as long as he keeps running, which we know he will, we need him to try and push and really put the pressure on that PSG backline and cause them problems. Because the more problems we cause them, the less they will cause us. Definitely.
I'm just going to whack up now. Just whack up the tactics book. I've set the team out as it is.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's the PSG team. Slightly different to what Lee mentioned on the show. I think he went with Vitinha. They've gone with Lee Kang In. They've gone with Pereira. I believe online they've got Pereira as a centre back. Hold on, I've got a player wrong here. That wasn't Kazawa. It was Hernandez. I've selected the wrong player.
Oh yeah, Hernandez left back.
Yeah, because he does play left back, but they've set it up with Pereira as the centre back, pairing with Skriniar. But it could well be that it may well be the other way around. But this is kind of the team that they've got. But this comes up bang up matched up 4-3-3 against Newcastle United. So it is going to be interesting. Like you say, Trippier is going to have to be very, very good tonight. It might be, and I'll be honest, I haven't really seen Trippier ever play like this at Newcastle, but it might be a game where he's not really going to be doing this very often in that overlapping. He's probably going to have to be sort of mindful that when he passes the halfway line, that he's kind of a little bit half-hearted, and actually just looking at the way in which the game may well set up, if I can get it right, and I can select a ball. Let's go with this one. Where was it? Where's the ball? It's not.
Throw them a ball and let them get on with the piece.
Yeah. So but yeah, exactly. So for me, it'll be Almiron making runs into that area and maybe a deep line cross into the box here from this area, whereas we see normally Trippier running down here and playing balls from this area into here. Maybe that sort of like Beckham style, old school, deep line cross, Norberto Solano type cross into those areas. So he's not committing that extra 10, 15 yards where he can still get back and potentially do that defensive job. I don't know what you boys think about that as maybe an alternative to play, because we're going to get the same from Livramento, because Livramento is not obviously a left-footed player, but we see Gordon run into these areas. And what we saw particularly against Chelsea is Livramento getting the ball in this sort of area, not really running direct down the wing because he's not left-footed, but either playing it inside into the likes of Bruno into this area here, or playing it into Isak making runs into this area, or Gordon making runs into this area. And we're going to have to be smart, because we are going to need to get back, because the one thing that we've talked about is that PSG, they do counter attack so quickly. We're going to have to be aware of that. But is there anything tactics related that you always want to kind of touch on?
Yeah, just thinking back to the home leg when we played them at St. James's Park. When Trippier went forward, it was the early days of Lascelles covering for Botman, and we were going, okay, this is not going to end well. But he did really well that night in covering Mbappe when Trippier was trying to get back, and so we're going to need to see the same tonight from Schär on Dembele as well when Livramento is gone up and trying to track back. So there's a massive role for the centre back pair as well as trying to keep the striker quiet. It's just covering off those wide strikers as well.
Definitely. Just before I ask Chris for his tactical just opinions or anything to add on there, if you haven't already, just click the likes. Just give us a like. You're in the chat. Great to see some of your questions there. I've just seen Jamie's comment pop up on the screen. Great to have you, Jamie, and everyone else in the chat. Just click the button, click the like. And if you're new to the channel, you're just coming in now to watch the watch along, just click a subscribe. We're moving forward on the way to 7K. Come and help us along the way. And thank you for watching. Chris, anything tactically, any particular player, any particular jewel on the pitch that you're kind of looking at, thinking about, mate?
I think you raised the best one, Pete, when we did away days, and you were talking about Trippier and Trippier and Mbappe. Mm-hmm. I think when you said that, Trippier, yes, you're right, he can't fully commit, but at the same time, when Trippier does venture forward, he knows he doesn't have to worry too much about what's coming on behind him, because chances are Kylian Mbappe is not going to track him. Obviously, Kang-in Lee, I'm sure he will come across and, give Hernandez a helping hand, because obviously he could potentially, Hernandez, be doubled up on by Trippier and Miguel Almiron. So that will be a concern for them. And then obviously Pereira will come across as well. So for me, it's just about trying to box smart. And this is why I'm excited, because I'm hoping personally that Lewis Miley kind of occupies that holding midfield position more, so that Bruno can go forward and really start to kind of cause the damage, because we know that Bruno Gomes can unlock doors. Although maybe I'm doing a disservice to Lewis Miley, because he unlocked a fantastic door at the weekend, so there's no reason why he can't do that. And the exciting thing about Lewis Miley as well is he's an unknown quantity. PSG won't know much about him. He won't be afraid to get in the faces of the likes of Ruiz, Ugarte, and Kang-in Lee. I think he will match them physically. And honestly, for me, this game is so depending on what happens in the middle of the park. because I looking at that lineup, I think despite Lewis Miley's age and obviously he's a bit of an early promise kind of player, I think we can more than match their central
Great
midfield.
age.
He's a great age. So as long as we do our jobs on the wings, Livramento, keep an eye on Dembele, Trippier, keep an eye on Mbappe, we could potentially win it in the middle of the park. And when you've got the likes of Joe Linton and Bruno bombing forwards, it's about Anthony Gordon and Miggy showing for the ball and saying, give me the ball. And Alexander Isak trying to pick up them pockets of space. If he's coming up against the likes of Skriniar, who we know hasn't got much pace, and Pereira, who isn't a first team regular, there's an opportunity there for Alexander Isak to really cause some damage. And it's so hard to call. It's so hard to call this game, but I think it's important that we make a good start. And if we really start asking questions of PSG in the Parc des Princes tonight or Parc de France, I was getting mixed up the other night. I don't know whether it was Parc de France, Parc des Princes. If we cause them problems this evening, Parc de Bus, yeah, we could potentially really cause them some issues tonight. And as I say, I just hope that we give it a go, because for me, if we sit back and we allow them to kind of get any kind of form or rhythm going, we could be punished.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. What was really interesting on TNT Sports, they were just looking at Achraf Hakimi, and they were just talking about obviously how good he is going forward, but they were just putting a couple of snapshots up of where he's exposed up here, and there's a huge gap in this area. And what it showed, and it showed it against AC Milan. I think it showed it against someone in Liga. I can't remember the team that they showed, but there was areas here where he's getting forward and not being able to get back, and there was a ball being played from this sort of area. And I'm going to put Bruno Guimaraes in this area for a reason, playing that ball into that spot where then I think it was Rafael Leao was on one of the occasions, and then there was another player on another. Player got brought down just on the edge of the area here. One time he drove into the area and created something. I think that Rafael put a ball into the box, and the lack of intensity of wanting to get back and defend from him was quite interesting. I'm not saying he does it all the time, but that could be a factor in that Gordon going at Hakimi all the time, because you get it with some attacking-minded fullbacks, is that they love to get forward. Like, for example, your Trent Alexander-Arnold's, your Reece Jameses, for example. They love to get up to here and in these positions and even get into the box here, but they don't like being here and they don't like being ran at.
And let's be honest, Pete, you're talking about a PSG side who were dominant in Ligue 1. They're not used to teams proper going at them, and I think that's why they got such a shock at St. James's, because we basically were like, yeah, go on then, we'll have a go at you, and they didn't like it. And I think that's why Mbappe looked so deflated. That's why, they were all looked a little bit in shock. And then obviously you've got this fantastic, home support. So it's probably quite overwhelming. They'll have a point to prove tonight. But I think that, you're absolutely right. The wing-back positions, yet again, are going to be key. And Kieran Trippier is going to be feeling a little bit the same way as Achraf Hakimi, because he's got to be very, very careful when he goes forward.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm just going to touch on really quickly, because I think there's a few decent points in there. There's a few more that has just joined in the chat. Great to have you. Click your likes and subscribes as you come in, and all the housekeeping stuff. Lewis Miley, you touched on him before, Daz and Chris, about obviously the Champions League, first Champions League start. It's a big moment for him tonight. And you touched on him earlier, Chris, and I thought you made a really good point in terms of Miley doing that job that on sort of Kang Lee Kang in. And I actually see him having to do a little bit more of the Longstaff role tonight, particularly coming in here. Because Longstaff does do the doubling up. He did it so well against Arsenal to shut down Saka and to shut down Martinelli. He just comes into these little pockets and just blocks off and just doubles up with Trippier just to offer that kind of protection there. And we're going to need Miley to do that sort of Longstaff role, because the reason why I think we will see Bruno in these positions, and I think we will see Miley here, because I think they transition quite well, a little bit like Longstaff and Bruno do. But I think defensively, Miley is stronger.
Do you think, Pete, Do you think it would be fair to say that potentially when we're in possession, Marley drops into the pocket when so that Bruno can advance, and when we're out of possession, Bruno will kind of take up Marley's role, and then Marley will do all the running around to basically try and retrieve the ball?
It's a good question. I would probably say yeah. But I would have said yes on Saturday, but then Miley pops up on the edge of the box to provide the assist to Isaac. So it's a really good question. It's a great point, and I would agree with that. I'd say yeah, 100%. But you just don't know. But although they're a midfield three, there is a lot of scope to kind of free roam in their positions. They've got to work their asses to get back in and get back in the recovery runs to get back in and defend. But there is that free roam. So you see Joe Linton around here or up here in some games, and he loses the ball but he sprints right back into position. But if he has to sprint back and the ball's already up in this area up here, you do end up seeing Bruno Guimaraes going over, or you do see Lewis Miley going over, and Bruno sits in here, and you see sort of Joe Linton sitting here, and they do mix it up depending on the situation. So, could they end up in that position? Of course, definitely, and I do see that kind of fluidity in our midfield, and I think that's what works really well. And I think that in itself is why teams find it so hard to deal with Newcastle United, because they don't know who to mark, and if we're coming up against a very rigid midfield who are told to mark a certain player, you're effectively putting them out of positions that others can exploit, and that's a big thing with what Eddie Howe likes to do. So it's an interesting one, but I do see him as the better option to doing that doubling up and to supporting in this area, because he's 6'3". He can and he likes to get in. He's aggressive. He likes to get in and get stuck in. He's not slow. He can track back quickly, probably quicker than Bruno. And I would love, I'll be honest, I would love to see that though, Chris. I'd love to see Bruno in this area here, dictating the play with Miguel Almiron. More importantly, because Trippier may well have more of a defensive role. So you might see him his kind of starting position here, but maybe advancing into these areas, not here or here where we tend to see him. And so Bruno is going to need to provide that kind of service to play those balls into the area that Miggy likes to run into. Because I actually think Miggy tonight, if on game and on form and with the right service, could cause havoc to these two. In these little pockets of areas, like Hakimi and Gordon, like one-on-one, I think he can do it. But I think Almiron, with his pace and trickery, could be the big difference in this game. But look, I think Kamal put a really good question on the screen. We'll come back to Tactics Board if we need to later on.
Is it this?
I think Kamal put some. Yeah. Who do you think is gonna draw first blood? As we're thinking about that, everyone click the likes for the show and subscribe if you haven't already. What we thinking, boys? As we thank everyone for watching the channel so far.
I've got to say it's going to be us, because I've gone 1-0 us. And just kind of as we're guys are thinking about that question from Kamal, Gary V made a good point here as well. I just wanted to refer back to it. Is that while we have our wonder kid in Miley on the bench, they're missing theirs who had a big impact. Warren there on exactly on the first game. So. Let's see how they adjust with him out as well. But yeah, first blood, I think us. I have to say us. I don't want to think about the alternative there.
No, I completely agree. I don't even want to think about PSG scoring first. If PSG score first, I'll start panicking a little bit. People will argue that a point is a good result tonight, and I'm not saying it's not, but I think it's a big uphill tackle, a big uphill task for us to come back away at PSG. Whereas if we score first, PSG are going to go at us, and is the potential for us to have the seconds? You know what I mean? If we score first, I think their heads will go, because they'll think we can't lose this. We can't lose this. And I think that's when you'll see Eddie doing all this and calm down, and you'll see it all. Because if we score first, they'll get a shock. and the crowds will turn on them very, very quickly, I think.
Definitely.
Nice to see Shane Mawson as well in the chat. Perfect time at 7 a.m. out in Oz, and getting up to enjoy the game before having breakfast, watching the game. I'm sure Shane, nice one.
Brilliant stuff. Champions League music's just rang out in the Parc des Princes. Players are shaking hands as they walk along. PSG have put their own kind of little presentation on. They've got the cards up and they've got their flags going where the ultras are. So yeah, the atmosphere is building. It's gonna be a big game. It is a massive game for them. Lee talked about it on away days. It is a massive game for them, and Lee argued that he felt this game was bigger for them than it was for Newcastle, just because of the pressure that's on them and the stick and the negativity they got, certainly from the media and places in Paris, because we hammered them at our place. So the pressure's on them, and we haven't really talked about that. We didn't talk about it on away days, as the kind of they're running out the kind of the team news. We didn't talk about the pressure being on them. Like they need this, and if we make it difficult in the early parts of the game, is that going to, like you just said, Daz, a minute ago, could it affect their fans? Could their fans start getting on their back? Could it have that sort of negative effect, which might fall into our favour? Like it could be the case.
Yeah, it could well be the case. Yeah, I suppose that I'm sure it's etched into their memory that the result from the previous game. So they have to be well up for this now today to get revenge on us and effectively put us out. But so it's going to be tough, but you never know.
You never know. But they're putting out the team news. They've got Miley starting on the right, a little bit like exactly the same team, but just where Longstaff normally plays. So Bruno's in the middle. Just a reminder, Bruno, if he gets another yellow card, will miss the AC Milan game because that will be 3 yellow cards. And you can only get 3 yellow cards between the start and, I believe, the quarterfinals. So yeah, he is one booking away from being suspended. He's the only one in Newcastle's team. I'm not sure. I didn't see PSG's, but I think PSG might have a couple more.
Yeah, but, he's the only one. Pete, I can see it now. He's the only one with a yellow in our team.
Okay. Yeah. Newcastle in the huddle. They're in the huddle, ready to go as they spread out. And I think it's Newcastle to kick off. Well, Mbappe looked a little bit nervous there. Or am I clutching at straws? I don't know. the guy's got a hat-trick in a World Cup final. I don't know if he'll be very nervous about today's game. But as we kick off, the game is underway.
Boys, I will see you on the other side.
Yes, mate. Half time. Top man. Catch
see you soon, boys.
Enjoy. So we are off, Daz. Off.
Here we
As
go.
PSG, they're controlling possession. They're now trying to break down Newcastle's right-hand side. Mbappe on the ball, up against Trippier, plays it in. Ball gets played into the box. Can't remember by who. Gets blocked and played out, but Mbappe wins the ball again on the edge. Back into the box again. I'm not sure who that player is. I think it might be Fabio Ruiz. And it's cleared again by Lascelles. So the pressure's already started by PSG. They've tried to start fast. Now Skriniar out to the right to Ndombele. Ndombele cuts it back in, I believe, to Ruiz. And then work the ball back to Skriniar. So yeah, PSG tried to start quickly there. A couple of balls into the box, not great balls, nothing dangerous, easy to clear from Lascelles, but it was obvious that they were trying to start quick and try and create an early opportunity. Great to see so many in the chat. Lisa at the bottom, great to see you. And thank you for the good luck wishes. And then Lisa says, "Thanks, Lisa. You confuse me, Lisa. Too many Lisas."
I said best of luck to Chris. I said best of luck to Everton when they're playing Man U, and that lasted all of 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh. Dembele out wide on PSG's right and runs it out of play.
Out.
Yeah, for a goal kick. And Newcastle get a little bit of a tiny respite. It was Ndombele up there against Gordon. Gordon matched him all the way, but he tried to play the ball long and run onto it and ended up running out of play. If we were in the Premier League, they'd already been moaning that Pope's taking too long and he's trying to waste time. But he's, but thankfully for us, we're not in the Premier League. As he smashes it up the pitch, up to Isak. Isak, I don't think he did that on purpose, but he trips Pereira, and they win a free kick. Oh, kind of, yeah, it was on purpose. Oh dear. Yeah, so 3 minutes gone. Most
Pete,
of the
I'll ask you a question. Oh no, hang on. There's chance here.
Dembele advances on Newcastle's left, plays it to the back post. Just over the bar from PSG. I'm trying to think who it was who keeps picking that ball up. I think it might be Kang Lee In at the back post. It's Kang Lee In. The ball gets dinked to the back post, and Kang Lee In's there, and he's free, and he's got a volley on, and he miskicks it, but it still bounces back up into the path. I think it was Mbappe who then comes in on the half volley. It wasn't an easy situation. Was it Fabian Ruiz?
Yeah.
Fabian Ruiz comes in. It wasn't easy, and he kind of he kind of swerves it over the bar. He tries to go for the volley, but PSG are trying to break quick. They're trying to use their wings, Mbappe, Ndombele. They're trying to, release their players very quickly, and Newcastle win it back out the pitch, out wide to Newcastle's right. He's up with the ball, plays it inside into the box. I believe, is it to Miley? But it rolls out for a goal kick. I think Ngate defends it really well. But it was a nice little run. It was Miley, and Ngate just uses his strength to hold him off. Miley, with his 6'3" big long legs, tries to get round to keep the ball in. But nice little moment of intent there from Newcastle. They weren't just happy to hold the ball. They wanted to try and make something happen. With a great tackle from Livramento
Tino
on the halfway line, up against, I think that was Hakimi. Yeah, it was. PSG trying to be reserved with their possession. Lee made a really good point in away days. Something we probably keep an eye on is that PSG have been so used to being a counter-attacking team, but they've under Luis Enrique, they've been now trying to kind of shift into a more possession-based team, and that's kind of what they've struggled with. But you could probably argue that Newcastle prefer to play the counter-attacking football because they can hurt teams. As Bruno wins the ball and smashes it off a PSG player out for a goal kick to Newcastle. Sorry, that's what were you going to say something?
Oh yeah, my very important question for you, Pete, was: do you have your Christmas tree up?
Oh no, no. I'm a stickler for this, and to be fair, if it was up to the wife, it would have been up last week or the week before. But for me, it has to be in December. So we're going to do ours at the weekend. Like I'm a stickler for it. It has to be in the month of December. I see it as the Christmas month.
And this is where I break it to you. I'm actually sitting in front of the Christmas tree.
No, it's not. Lots of people do. There's been people since the beginning of November that have had their Christmas trees up. But I'm just, it's just something we've always done in the household. Newcastle, by the way, won the ball back, and Mbappe tried to dive when he had the ball, and the ref just went play on. And Newcastle have advanced forward. Joe Linton into the box. Joe Linton back heel. Just gone out for a goal kick, but it's a nice little play there. Good movement from Lewis Miley. That's the second time he's made a nice positive run into the box. Didn't quite get there, ran out of play, but again, it shows the intent that when Newcastle get the ball, they want to get forward and they want to try and make things happen. But they've just got to be careful because, as PSG are now doing, Mbappe on the right, Newcastle's right-hand side, and it's superb defending.
Well done, Trippier.
One-on-one with Mbappe. Mbappe's running it in with pace and intensity. And Trippier just holds his position, holds, nicks the ball, and Newcastle back in possession again. Brilliant defending. Nick Nat, great to have you in the chat. You were absolutely right. You just said competing well so far. And yeah, great tackle by Trippier. We are willing to compete, and we are doing so at the moment. So it's a
free kick to
from
Newcastle.
that perspective, positive start. And yeah, that's absolutely spot on. Just showing
free kick to Newcastle on the halfway line, tackle by Mbappe. No, that was the tackle that Trippier put in. No, it was tackling Gordon that gave us the free kick. But sorry, it's only on the halfway line, so nothing to write home about.
But interesting though, because Newcastle are looking to play this long. All the defenders have advanced up. They've pushed high up the pitch. They're looking to play this long to try and create something. Ball gets put in. Lascelles is up for it. Ball gets played forward. It's advanced by PSG player up the pitch. And Hakimi's racing forward. Oh, a lovely 1-2.
Nice.
And Hakimi's in. He's in. He advances into the box. He's playing into Mbappe. Mbappe back here was great. And the ball is still live. Newcastle are trying to clear it. They've cleared it to about 40 yards out, but PSG have still got the ball. Hernandez on the left into the box, headed out by, I believe that was Kieran Trippier. PSG have still got the ball. Ruiz to Dembele on their right, plays it in, out, cleared by Lascelles. PSG still had the ball, but now Gordon has it and won it back and has played it inside to Bruno. Bruno under massive pressure, but plays it and has won a free kick to Newcastle. That's the first big chance of the game, mate.
That was lucky.
Great save from Nick Pope, but they just that little
Great
back heel from
them.
Dembele. Back heel and Hakimi's in. So quick. Mbappe back heel right into the middle. Back heels it. Pope down with his feet. Sweeps it away with his left foot. So it doesn't
Great
go
technique,
in his
Mbappe.
legs. But yeah, brilliant stuff. It just goes to show that counter-attack for all Newcastle looked like we were trying to advance forward and make things happen. As soon as they win the ball back, boom, they are gone. And they are, they left a number of our players for dead, and that's what we've got to be aware of. At the park, they are a different proposition. But Joe Linton wins the ball on the halfway line and advances it to Joe Linton. Gordon turns Ruiz, but Ruiz nicks the ball and wins possession back for PSG. And there's a 1-2 between Dembele and Ruiz is away again on the counter-attack, plays in Colomboane to Ruiz on the edge of the box, blocked by Miley. Great block, still with PSG. Lots of pressure at the moment from PSG, playing it along out to our right to Mbappe, now back to Ngate, back to Ruiz. They're playing it along out now onto Newcastle's left to Hakimi. Dembele to Ruiz to Ngate. They're playing it across the side. Newcastle have managed to pen them back a little bit at this point, but they're providing a lot of pressure at the moment. And Newcastle are going to have to ride the storm.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night if it continues like this.
Definitely. Hakimi into the box. Cher swings a foot at it, doesn't get there, and then it bounces between Colomboane and Lascelles. I think he actually gets a touch and flicks it onto Lascelles, and it rolls out for a corner. So it's a corner to PSG. We've got to, if we're going to flick a foot at it, we've got to be playing the ball with more conviction there. Play the short corner out to Dembele. Dembele tries to turn Gordon. Gordon gets the pace to get back in, clears it out to the edge of the box. Someone's gone for a shot, but it was blocked by Newcastle, and then he's got the ball on the edge of the area. The edge of on the halfway line. Tries to play it wide, well wide onto the right to Miguel Almiron. Plays it back to the goalkeeper. Oh, hold on. Miggy advances into the box. Plays it in. Oh,
over the bar from Isak.
That's a chance. It's a chance. It's brilliant work from Miguel Almiron had no right to win that ball back. Wins it high up the pitch, advances into the box, crosses it to Isak, and Isak first time touch. It's difficult because it's bobbling. I'll give him that, and it's just over the bar. If it's on target, it's in. It's a goal, but it's just bobbled up. Wow. That was a moment. Yeah, Nick Nat, it was a big chance that. Whew. That could have been a dream start for Newcastle. But that is it. That's what we said before the game. There's an opportunity there for Newcastle. That high press. The high press is there all of the time. If you've got Miggy and Isak and Gordon on the pitch, there's an opportunity to win the ball high up. And
Miggy won all that for us. So great play by Miggy.
Now, Newcastle have played a few passes together. Isak out to Miggy to Trippier to Bruno. Oh, Bruno could have shot maybe.
He was kind of at an angle.
Yeah, he's laid it off to Miggy. To be fair, he's got his back to goal. He's laid it off to Miggy, and Kang in has just got in front of Miggy as Miggy was about to pull the trigger in the box.
Great tackle by Kang, really.
But again, Newcastle had some real intent there.
That's
for a second.
Twice now.
Right.
Last 2 minutes.
Some smart play. 13, 14 minutes gone. And Joe Linton gives a free kick away from a throw. As it cuts to Howe and Mad Dog that are in deep conversation. Oh, Gary V with an update. Dortmund are leading 1-0 against AC Milan. Could be big. Could be big if Dortmund continue that win because, and in fact, they've just gone to the group tables actually because that puts us back into third, which puts us into a Europa League spot, potentially. So Europe, ideally, look, you still want to be in Europe, Daz, regardless, whether it's Europa or.
How can it put us? I thought we were. There was like 4, 5, 6, and 7 was the points before the game. So how could we leapfrog? Oh, I suppose we're drawn.
Yeah. We're on the same points as AC going into today's games, but at this moment in time, we're on 5. Depending on how the result goes, but puts us just. Les, it puts us third in the table as it stands. Because as it stands, we're looking like we could get a point.
Go on,
obviously a long way to go. Lovely ball in from Bruno to Miley. Miley still playing with it, plays it back out to Trippier, but goes out for a throw into Newcastle.
To finish off my Christmas story, my Christmas tree story, Pete. The reason why our Christmas tree is up is that over Halloween break, I got down the Christmas tree and all the decorations and all that kind of stuff. And then my little boy wanted to put up the tree. So my wife, we put up the tree, but we didn't decorate it. But then at the weekend, it got decorated. So now the lights are on, the whole lot.
The whole shebang. It's on. I love it. To be fair, it's hard though. When the kids want it, it's hard to kind of say no in that situation. Like I say, if it was up to the wife, she'd have had the tree up 3 weeks ago. But this weekend we'll do it.
There you go.
I'm actually looking forward to it. I just like it to be in the month of December, but I'm not looking forward to putting it out, like for it to go up. Trippier, no, not Trippier. Livramento advancing, playing in Gordon, but Gordon's moved. Drifted backwards with the ball, playing it back into Shaw's feet. Shaw playing it into Bruno. they're packing out the options well. But Tino and Gordon with a lovely one too. Tino's played out wide, a lovely ball. Can we keep
what a
it
ball!
on? Oh,
Gee, unlucky,
just
Miggy.
couldn't keep it on. It's a lovely
Great
ball
ball, though.
played in between, out wide to Miggy, and Miggy's running onto it, but it just runs out just before he can get there to keep it on. Nice
Keep
little
getting
1-2
more and more into this game, Pete.
Yeah.
It's turned the corner now at the moment, so long may that continue.
Last 5 minutes definitely does. We've picked it up and we've come into the game. It's like we've been riding the early storm, and now we're starting to play it around. Look, Joe Linton, Bruno popping it around together, 1-2s, playing it around. Miley's getting on the ball now, playing it back to the halfway line to Shaw and Lascelles, back into Bruno. Bruno popping it out to Lascelles, then out to Trippier. Advancing just past the halfway line now. There's a ball on. If he plays it, who was that making a run? Someone was making a run there, and if he'd have played it, it'd have been in. But Newcastle still have the ball. Joe Linton on the halfway line, out on Newcastle's far left-hand side. I think we're just trying to get our foot on the ball just to give us a little bit of a respite after that early intense pressure. Miguel Almiron plays it back to Pope. Pope out to Shaw. Got Colin Wane pressing out Shaw. Shaw to Joe Linton. Joe Linton flicks it to Tino. Tino gives it back to PSG, but it comes back to Lascelles, who heads it forward back to a PSG player, and they play it back to Donnarumma, and they now advance with the ball again. On
They
Newcastle.
do what we did a couple of seconds ago. Build from the back.
Yeah, building from the back. They're trying to keep possession. We tried to keep possession there for 2 or 3 minutes just to give our players a bit of a respite. But yeah, I think the ball played into Tino. He's under a little bit of pressure, and he's kind of just tried to flick it forward. Probably a little bit more of a hit and hope, really, as PSG's 1-2 doesn't work out. Joe Linton, tries to thread a ball through to Isak, who made a lovely run, but it was just blocked out by a PSG player, and they are in their own box, advancing with the ball again with Skriniar. So 18 minutes, 19 minutes gone, Daz. What do you make of the start so far?
Yeah, look, it was all PSG the first 10 minutes, and in the last 9, it's been us. But it's been evenly matched in that sense. And I know Nick Lack says as well that almost feels like PSG want to play on the counter. They kind of are matching our style at the moment. Very, very kind of similar. So
definitely, as PSG advance onto the edge of the area, but Miguel Almiron defends really well, sweeps the ball up, and then advances with the ball.
Where's he going with it?
Mbappe's chasing him.
Free, come on.
And pulls him back, and it's a blatant free kick, but Mbappe's going mad as if it was a hard done by. But look, he's pulled him back. He's gone down a little bit easy, I'm not going to lie, but he has pulled him back, but it was really good defensive work.
He nicked it off him really well there. Again, Miggy's been one of our best players in the first 20 minutes, sure.
Definitely. Spot on, Daz, as we hit the 20-minute mark. Shaw gifted the ball back to PSG, but we've won it back with Joe Linton, and Isak plays.
Great ball.
I was about to say plays a lovely ball out to Trippier, but there was too much pace on it. Trippier didn't read it. Too much pace. And PSG about 10 yards from the halfway line, advance into Newcastle's area.
As PSG played out from the back in a similar fashion. Well, no, they're still playing across the back line. Going nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, a nice turn, but they have a throw, I think.
Interestingly, Colin Wane has now drifted off. They did this at St. James's Park. So Colin Wane started as the mainline striker, and Mbappe on the left. But in the last minute or so, Colin Wane drifted out to the left. I think they've just swapped back now, and Colin Wane back into the middle. But they've got that that ability just to drift and switch position. Which
Hey, that's what we do.
Times. We do, yeah. They're definitely following the Howe blueprint. That's for sure.
Yeah. The playbook.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Joe Linton,
Joe Linton's
yellow
been
card. He did put stick the elbow out there.
He's used his strength to try and hold him off. I don't think it's cynical. I don't think it's serious. I think he's made a genuine attempt for the ball, but ideally you don't want Joe Linton after 20 minutes getting booked, especially in a game like this where you need him to be big and physical. But it was Lucas Hernandez. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. It's a harsh yellow card for Joe Linton. It's a foul, yes, because and even then, to be fair, I'd say ball gets whipped in from the free kick, back right to the back post. Ousmane Dembele, he swings at the ball and he slices it way wide of the goal.
Lee G asked the question: Would you lads agree that the longer this it stays at 0-0, the better it suits us? Yes,
100%.
I would.
If we can get into the 60-70 mark and it's 0-0, the pressure then comes onto PSG. They have to win. The pressure's on them. They can't have 2 games against Newcastle and not win.
And they're away in their final game.
Yeah,
against
that's it.
Dortmund.
They just can't. They're going to have to go for it. They're going to have to go for it. And that's where their options off the bench might prove interesting, because they might go full out attack and bring on lots of other attacking intent players to make the difference.
Les says that TNT said it was Lascelles that got the yellow card. It's definitely Joe Linton.
Who said? Did I say Lascelles?
No, not you. Les.
I was going to say, yeah. Am I surprised that TNT said Lascelles got a yellow card? Not really. They are known for making a mistake. The commentators on TNT. The coverage is good there. I don't mind the coverage. Ball into the box.
Ball in.
Oh, who was that? Was that Miley? Put that ball in.
Yeah,
there.
Miley put the ball in.
Tino Livramento advances on the left. He cuts inside on his right. Cuts inside again. He plays it out. Lovely bit of play. Miggy, go on, goal!
Yeah! I don't believe it. Isaac. 1-0.
What a goal! Unbelievable. Tino Livramento, a fantastic weaving run from the left out into the PSG's box. They couldn't live with him. He keeps cutting. He keeps cutting in. He manages to find Trippier, I believe, out wide, who releases it to Miggy Almiron. It's coming along. Lovely run into the box. Plays it out. Actually, no, he plays it out to Miggy. Miggy takes a touch, whips it into the far corner. Donnarumma spills it. And who's there? Big Alexander Isak. Come on.
As Kamal says, first blood Newcastle. Get in.
Come on, boys. What a goal. But Daz, you said it. 13 minutes in, the tide started turning and we opened up the game. And now we're sitting on 25 minutes, 1-0 up.
We can't sit back now. We have to still continue to play the game the same way. Sitting back is not going to, because they're playing the same style as us. If we sit back, they're going to come back and win this. So we've got to play exactly the same way, as if it's still 0-0, and go for it. I don't think we can sit back and try and soak up the pressure. It's going to backfire on us.
Definitely, I 100% agree. We cannot let up here. We have to keep playing, as you just said, quite rightly, Daz, the same way that we're doing now, because the way we're playing now, they are struggling to live with us. The press, the endeavour, the work rate. We start sitting on the edge of our box, they'll push forward, and eventually they'll pick us apart. So we've got to keep working.
Hey, Brett, are you calling me fake Blaze?
Ball into the box for PSG, whipped in with lots and lots of pace. Oh, that's a foul, surely.
That has to be.
He picks the ball up. He is a foul. Picks the ball up and two players come clattering into him. But it's just showing the goal again, the little jinx from Tino Livramento. What a lovely little run. Everyone's scared to touch him. Plays it out to Miggy. Miggy whips it into the far corner. Donnarumma spills it. Isak's there. Boom.
The pounce.
Boom. Into the net.
Poacher's finish.
Get in.
That back with Andy Cole is to love those kind of watching the ball drop and pounce to put in the back of the net. Well played, Isak.
Finish. And Alexander Isak, he has now 9 goals for the season. Great return, and his first, I believe, in the Champions League for Newcastle United. So 27 minutes in, shall I say, PSG 0, Newcastle United 1, and you can see the away end bouncing in the corner as Ndombele whips the ball into the box. It's fantastically clear from Cher out to Ngati, the volley, and it if you have 3 goals on top of each other, it's still not going in. And Pope, classic Pope, shithouse Pope, gives a little couple of kicks to the post.
Check that Pope post is all right. Go back and check it again, Popey.
You know what? Maybe you need to check if there's any dents. Just
the other one. Check the other side.
Okay. I agree.
Is that our, as we've been doing watch-alongs, I think that this could be our first Newcastle Champions League goal in the watch-alongs.
It is. It's the first. You are absolutely right.
We had a few in the League Cup, but first of the Champions League ones.
Yeah, we've been, to be fair, we've been treated quite well in the League Cup. Yeah, the first Champions League watch-along goal. Great stuff. Come on, yes.
Now, I'm not having that Brett fake Blaze. I'm not accepting that as a nickname.
As the league comes up,
come up with something better than that.
As it stands, we're second.
Wow, look at that
in the group table. How it all changes if it stays the way it is.
Jesus. We
go into the last group game against Milan, holding all the cards as we gift the ball away easily. I think Shah's done that a couple of times tonight. Gifted the ball away. The nice little play from PSG who advance in, but who's there? Big Tino Livramento sweeps it up, but the ball is back with PSG, and Ndombele just gets swiped away by Tino Livramento. Superb defending. But then they advance with the ball again, a mix up between Tino and Joe Linton. Oh, ball comes back out. Brilliant defending.
Well done.
And off we go. And that's got to be a yellow card.
Free. Surely. Come on. Jeez.
He takes him out blatantly. It's a free kick.
Tell him to get up then.
Anyway, the ball comes into the box. It gets headed down. To be fair, Colin Moine is offside. He back heels it back into play. Lee Kang In tries to, and Lewis Miley's there to block it.
Miley.
And then it falls to Miguel Miron, who knocks it past the player and who takes him out. But Eddie House just got his arm round Alexander Isak. I was worried for a second. I was thinking, please don't be injured. But I think he's just talking tactics on what to do, and Isak's back on the pitch.
He's getting a message out. Get a message to Nick Pope to go down for a while, for 5 minutes there, take a break.
Daz, I'll take Eddie House, Shithouse Mags all day long tonight.
Apologies. Look, I sympathise with Jamie's situation. I just got told off by the wife for screaming and Bab in bed. He's in the doghouse now. You sure are, Jamie. But it had to be done. It had to be done for that. Our first Champions League goal as we do a watch along unloaded. So, nice one.
Quality, love it. Great to have so many with us. Ball gets flicked in. Oh, lovely defending from Tino Livramento. Just heads it calmly back to Pope, and Pope picks the ball up as we hit the 31-minute mark.
60 to go.
Oh, God. Bruno into Isak. Isak advances, but the ball plays.
Is he playing deeper, Isak, now a bit?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that was the conversation that Eddie
Yeah.
Howe has had with him. Just play a little bit deeper, pick up the ball, pick up possession.
Run at them.
Yeah.
Don't lose it.
But Dembele
Shit.
is released the ball. Pope makes
well done.
a save. It was probably
Well
going
done,
wide,
Trippier as well.
but Trippier comes back in to prevent the corner
Make
and
sure.
smashes it out for a throw. PSG advance, playing the ball across the back. It was, again, Isak tried to advance with the ball, and fair play to him, but he gets lost, and in an absolute instant, PSG are away, and Dembele is. I've watched him play before, but he just looks frighteningly fast today. Yeah. When he's running at the ball, nobody can keep touch with him. He just looks rapid, absolutely rapid. And when he's running at the defenders, he opens up, but I think he takes too much of a big touch, and then he has to kind of stab at it to go into the far corner. Now, the ball's going wide, but Pope isn't to know that, and he makes a save. He just tips it away from him. Trippier gets there to prevent the corner. And for the last 30, 40 seconds since then, PSG are just playing it across the halfway line through their defenders. Now they play it inside to Kolo Muani, but Lascelles is there to clear it, and Gordon wins the ball, plays it to Isak, but Isak doesn't quite hold on to it, and PSG advance again. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, look back where Isak is.
Yeah, Isak tracks the player back. The player wins the ball past Isak, but then Gordon comes in and swipes it up. Bruno with a lovely chip ball out to Trippier. Trippier to Miley to Miggy Almiron. Almiron back to Trippier. Trippier now advances, takes on Mbappe with ease. Miley switches on the ball. Oh, it's a lovely turn. Nobody reads it. It's a lovely turn. And he plays it into a lovely position. But Isak doesn't go. And either Isak admires it, he gives him the thumbs up because he knows it's a lovely ball. Lovely little turn and swivel on the halfway line, and plays it with his left foot in between two PSG defenders. And we had Gordon and Isak that just didn't read it, didn't make the run. If they'd have made the run, they'd have been in. But nice little play there. Albeit PSG are advancing quick and fast. Whenever Newcastle get the ball, they're confident. They're confident in what they want to do. It's not quite coming off at the moment, although we got the goal. Not coming off as much as we want it to. As the ball, they play it out to Dembele. Dembele tries to keep it in with his head, and it skims off.
Take your time. This throw.
Yeah, slow the game down. Yeah, is it going in? Maybe onto the post.
Yeah, I was about to hit the post. Yeah.
Showing the Ousmane Dembele chance again. It was going onto the post, probably. Am I missing something? I thought Dembele headed that out for a Newcastle throw. But PSG
was a Newcastle throw.
PSG just took the throw then. Not unless I missed
throw then. I don't know.
Mbappe advances with the ball into the box. Great block from Shaw. I think it was Ruiz who was arriving late into the box. He gets a shot away. Not a great shot, but it was going on target, and Shaw gets there to block. But again, we just can't seem to keep the ball, and PSG about 40, 50 yards out, they're playing it across the pitch through midfield. Ngate to Lee Kang in, back to the defenders, Pereira into Ngate, potentially. No, back to in.
Question for the chat. Where are you watching the game from tonight?
Great question. Ruiz whips a ball in, Kolomoane heads it back out, cleared by Miley. Oh, and Miggy advances, and that's a free kick.
Oh, come on.
Surely.
Yes, they got a yellow card now.
Ngate on a yellow card. Lovely. Miggy, brilliant. Picks up the ball. Miley getting in there, winning the ball, plays it to Miggy. Miggy flicks it past Ngate, and then Ngate just takes him out. It's a yellow card all day long. And their enforcer is now on a yellow card. So he ain't going to be able to do those sorts of challenges again, or so they're going to be losing a man. Equally, our enforcer is also on a yellow card. So
Yeah,
we've got to be
balances
careful.
out nicely.
Yeah, it does. I forgot that.
Les is in the loft. Nick Nack is in Wiltshire. Gary's at home, and that's all so far.
Well, it's great to have you all with us.
Gary's in the bedroom. Kamal is in Bahrain.
Wow.
That's
Gordon nearly nicks the ball there off Hakimi, and he would have been away. Yeah, it's a through Newcastle throw. Dembele thinks he keeps it in, and jinks past 2 or 3 players. And to be fair, if they'd have carried on, he would have been in. But it did look like, yeah, it's not a Joe Willock situation. It was definitely.
Where's Arsenal for life now? You'd like that there. Brett is in Leeds, living it up in Leeds.
Leeds is a quality night out. Went there back in the day. Great night out. Newcastle advanced with the ball. Miggy on the right, Newcastle's right-hand side, plays in Trippier. Not a great ball, really.
Yeah, he gave too much to do.
Yeah, and I think it's Lucas Hernandez whips the ball out. AC Milan have equalised. It is now 1-1. Chukwueze's equalised. It is at Milan. So Milan have obviously got their fans behind them. Amaron plays it. Oh, Tino's got the ball, middle of the pitch. Advances again. Oh, doesn't quite get it through. Still wins it back though. Brilliant defending. Joe Linton to Bruno. Bruno, I assume was going to be out to Gordon. Oh, Gordon tries to play it into Isaac and it doesn't work. But Gordon now highly presses the ball. He's pressing Donnarumma. Donnarumma plays it out to Pereira. Now he's being pressed by Miley. Miley's pressed him. Miggy's been pressing out Lucas Hernandez. Kang in, wins the ball nicely. And Newcastle in the throw. Yeah, brilliant.
So, geez, look at the table now. That's really bunched up. Dortmund on 8. There's Warren Zaire-Emery on the bench. I thought it was Phillips there for a second. But yeah, so Dortmund on 8, Newcastle on 7, and both PSG and AC Milan on 6.
I think everyone in Paris are getting their tweets late out because all their tweets are just coming through now from the club and people that are watching the game there. So I think they've got an issue with I think they've got an issue with their Wi-Fi in the Parc de France.
Minnesota Mag, he's in Minnesota.
Shock.
in Santi, Minnesota. Nice one, Minnesota.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well, what Lee's saying there. Isaac did look tired, but then again, Eddie's asked him to go a bit deeper. And he looks a small bit off the pace in the last few minutes.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. We need him. To be fair, against Chelsea, I said it on the review. I thought he managed his game really well. There was times where he was really intense in his play, and that's an offside for PSG.
That's right.
Lovely stuff. There was times where Isaac was really intense with his press, and there were times where he looks like he is now, where he's not as intense, not really chasing or running around much. And I think, unfortunately, because we haven't got a second option of a striker, I think because of that, we're having to manage him. And it's only his second game back, and he's having to play Saturday, Wednesday, and then he's probably going to be playing again against Man United. So we have to look after him, and he has to look after himself. I remember playing as a striker for my team, and under difficult situations with injuries, I was always told to do the same. I was always told to don't always press the ball. Just sometimes just get back in front of the ball and make sure you're in a defensive position, but don't press it, because you're going to end up tiring yourself out as PSG play it forward, lose the ball, play it to Isaac. Isaac plays it into Gordon. Gets cleared by Skriniar. Out for a throw, out wide on Newcastle's right-hand side. It's a nice little play there. They tried to play it out, but Newcastle pressed them really well, won it back.
Gordon has been kept quiet so far, hasn't he? Like he's trying, but he has been kept quiet.
He's playing within himself. He has had games like this, this season, where he kind of plays within himself rather than looking forward and attacking. He'll play safe. As Newcastle lose the ball, and Dembele now advances and plays it far out wide, and Pope with a big collection.
Safe hands.
In the box. Yeah, he played the long ball out to Mbappe, who was free for a split second, but Pope reads it out, big and tall, collects the ball, goes to ground as we hit the 42-minute mark.
Yeah. Bring on half time now.
On time, Daz?
No.
Wait stands.
Maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, maybe a couple of minutes.
Goal, maybe.
It wasn't that much. Great turn by Gordon, just as he advances onto the halfway line. He goes down. It looked like a free kick to me, but the ref says play on. Gordon gets up. PSG play it across their back line again, just in front of the halfway line. Skriniar out to Ngate. Ngate advances it out to Hakimi. Hakimi to Dembele. Dembele now advances into the box. It's a great bit of defending.
Give it back to him, Gordon.
Yeah, he does, and Gordon goes down and he gets up slowly. Tino against Dembele. Ball into the box, flicked back by Lewis Miley. Again, fantastic defending. But they're advancing again now on Newcastle's right-hand side. Playing it to Ngati on the edge of the area. He shoots, deflected out for a corner.
Come on, ref. There's 2 minutes left, but blow the whistle for half time.
It's a good defensive block. He didn't look confident shooting Ngati in that position there, but they clearly trust him on the edge of the box to have shots. And Lee Kang-in takes another short corner out to Dembele. Dembele plays it out to Hakimi. Hakimi to Kang-in. Cleared by Newcastle again. Out to Ruiz on the edge of the box. Smashes it towards goal, but right into Pope's hands. Nice and comfortable.
It's grand. Hopefully that'll see us to half time.
Oh, fingers crossed. Comfortable for Pope.
Keep the ball up.
Very comfortable for Pope. Pope with a big kick up to the halfway line.
Air ball.
Miley's attacking the ball, trying to win it back. Bruno does win it back. Miggy to Bruno, but Bruno doesn't get there. Joelinton picks it up. Joelinton's being held and then knocked down by Kolo Muani for a free kick. Well played, Joelinton. Advancing with the ball. Yeah, it's a free kick. He's gone into him. Not clattered into him, but it's enough to take him down.
They're going to have to throw the kitchen sink at us in the second half, though. It's the only thing.
This is the key. They've got options off the bench that we don't, Daz, and this is the one thing that I kind of partly worry about. And now Gordon's away. Great ball from Tino Livramento in behind. Tino Livramento now has the ball back, plays it to Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes advances, whips it to the back post.
Corner? Yeah.
Corner ball.
3 minutes of extra time.
3 minutes extra time. Was that being Shaw that was at the back post?
No, I thought it was Miggy.
Was it Miggy?
Yeah.
Oh, PSG already getting frustrated. Arguing with the referee. This is it. Boos ringing out the Parc de France as I can only assume Trippier.
That's just Lee.
Yeah, probably. Ball comes into the box. Lascelles. I don't think that was a free kick. It's a good ball out. How was that free kick there?
Bruno.
It was in the area and they've just took it about 20 yards out.
No idea.
Mbappe advances with the ball, drifts past Gordon, and Trippier reads the ball. Great read. And plays in Alexander Isak, who's in. He's handballed it, surely. Isak was in. Is he not handballed that?
Surely VAR would pick it up.
Kolomoane plays it into the box to Mbappe. Mbappe forces back slightly, tries to whip it into the box. Mbappe again out
Looking for
wide,
handball.
out wide right. Looking for handball. It wasn't handball. It was literally a yard away.
He's lifting it though to try and get a penalty.
Yeah,
to try and get a hit hand.
Now played out to Hakimi back on Newcastle's left-hand side now. Hakimi's holding up, playing it to Ruiz. Ruiz flicks it. Won by Miggy, played to Bruno. Bruno tries to kind of hit and hope, really. You can't really be doing that in that position. You've got to try and make sure you watch the ball. 2 minutes of injury time already played. Kang In, who I've been really impressed with, actually, played really, really well today for them. On the ball again on Newcastle's right-hand side, trying to advance it into the box to Mbappe. Mbappe on the edge of the box, back to Kang In. Plays it to Mbappe, who's advanced in the box now. What a block. What a block. I don't know who it was, but it's a superb block. Yeah, I think it might have been Fabian Schär. Ball into the box. I think it might have been Ousmane Dembele. First time shot. But it just cannons off. I think it's Shaw's chest. Just cannons straight off him. But that was a dangerous opening there that was really well defended. I believe
10 seconds.
Shaw. So we're approaching the end of the 3 minutes of injury time. Ousmane Dembele at the edge of the box plays in. Hakimi wide. Ruiz plays in Dembele on the edge of the box. He takes a shot.
That's it.
Over the bar.
Over the bar. Blow it up, ref. Half time.
Half time. Come on. Yeah, it's Fabian Schär. That was just showing that opportunity again. It was Dembele. I tell you what, it's a superb opportunity for PSG. It's a handball. He's handballed it. They're now showing the Skriniar situation. Isak's in, and he's rolled over, and he stopped the ball with his hand. Intentional or not, that is a handball.
Then Trippier on a free kick, you wouldn't know how to happen. What can we do? We'll take 1-0 half time, though, Pete.
I would have loved two, though. I'm not going to lie. Great half of football. Not easy and not easy watch. No. But Daz, come on, talk to us. Tell us your overriding thoughts on what you've seen in that first 48 minutes.
Yeah, so the first 10 minutes, it was all PSG. I was really worried it was going to be a long night. Then the next 10 minutes plus we'll turn the tide. It was all us, and then it continued on from there. And with Miggy taking that shot, Donnarumma dropping it, and Isak pouncing to put it in the back of the net. And we haven't just sat back then since after we scored. We've kept playing our same football like we need to, because if we sit back, they're going to dominate us. So it's going to be get in and out at halftime. Recharge a bit, because as we're kind of pointing out, Isak, as welcome back Chris there as well. Get in, Chris. And we Isak looked like he was kind of a bit tired, but Eddie Howe did ask him to kind of drop back and kind of play deeper. So get in, recharge now at halftime, and go again, because we have a massive second half ahead, and we've got really no one on the. We haven't got too many options on the bench, so we're going to have to stick with the same 11 more or less.
Definitely great observations there as always, Chris. You've just joined us, mate. Tell us your thoughts and feelings. How the half went for you, mate? Break it down for us.
Absolutely fucking blown away by that. Absolutely blown away. Like I can't even, I'm struggling to put into words how good that was and how proud I am of the lads. Yeah, exactly. It's 45 minutes now, boys. We've done the hard work. We've got ourselves in front. I mean, so many things to touch upon. Like, I was screaming the living room down when Isak missed that chance. I was just like, I mean, in fairness to him, Miggy fizzed it in, and I think he wasn't expecting. I mean, Miggy won possession, didn't he? Which was brilliant. Miggy won possession, and then he fizzed it in, and I just think he hit it slightly too hard. And Isak obviously just tried to get a connection on the ball, and it goes over the bar, and you're thinking, oh God, it should be 1-0. Should be 1-0. Yeah. and then Isaac scores. I mean, is Tino Livramento still running now, or he literally was just going on
been
and
all
on
over the
and
place.
on.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was-
mate.
He
Jesus.
did a Maradona run across the middle.
Ah, like, you know, I wasn't quite sure where he was going. It had ASM vibes a little bit to it, you know, the way he used to dance over the 18-yard box. And you're like, mate, where are you going? And then he picks out Miggy. Miggy, rightfully, you know, that shot from Miggy was never going in. But it just shows that if you get the ball on target and you're forced to keep it to work, anything can happen. And Isaac bombing through the middle ahead of all the defenders, and there he is to poke it home. And that's the difference. That's what the top strikers do. They anticipate that's going to happen. He's the only one within that, you know, 6-8 yards of the line. He's the only one who anticipates that Donnarumma's going to save it and not keep hold of it, and then he just bundles it away. And you know, it made up for him, because obviously that's made up for that chance that he missed, which I'm sure has probably done his head in. But yeah, there's so many good performances, like Lewis Miley. The block to stop that shot, absolutely brilliant. Beyond his age there, because you could kind of see in slow-mo what was going to happen. And rather than him sliding in and doing something reckless, he thinks, no, I'll take an extra step and I'll just lunge my leg out a little bit more, because I know he's going to swing the ball at it. And his foot is there just on time to block that shot. And as I say, you don't expect 17-year-olds doing that. You just don't. He looks so calm and collected, and he's eased himself into the game. He looks like he's played like 50 times for us. He looks like he's just there, and he looks part of it. Joe Linton, I thought Joe Linton was a little bit unlucky with the yellow. I've got to be honest. There was a couple of chances before that, a couple of decisions before that where I thought that should have been a yellow. That should have been a yellow. And then for Joe to get the first yellow, I thought, yeah, he stopped the break. I get it, but I thought Joe was a bit unlucky, and you could see from the screams from him that like he was frustrated with that. He was, but a couple of people on the Northwest Mags chat that I'm in, I noticed a couple of the lads saying that, you know, Miggy doesn't look like he's running very well, and that perhaps he's injured. We saw him off the ball, kind of. Yeah. They saw him off the ball, kind of collapsed, didn't he? And he was in a heap on the floor.
I got a few knocks, right? Yeah.
And I just made me think. I wonder, thinking about Man United at the weekend, whether Eddie Howe goes, right, time to put Gordon on the right and then maybe bring Lewis Hall left wing. I don't know. I suppose it depends how Miggy's doing. We'll have to see. Hopefully Miggy comes out second half, because, you know, he's been everywhere, hasn't he? He's been really good. But yeah.
I was going to say, if anything, it'll probably be a dead leg. There was one, I think the one where Ngate gets booked for it, where he kind of just takes him out. Like that looked like a bit of a dead leg type challenge. And that is potentially something, depending on how bad it is, something that he can run off. The fact that he played on afterwards says it's not a serious thing, but that's kind of what that looked like more than anything. But a couple of questions in the chat have already popped in. There was one from JC. Me and Dice talked about it when we were on at the time. He said, didn't Skriniar just fall over and handled the ball to deny Isaac when he was in on goal? They played it back after half time, and it does touch his hand. Like he kind of falls over. Isaac, if he gets another touch and he just takes it away from Skriniar, he's in 1-on-1. But Skriniar kind of rolls over it, and it does touch his hand. And the reason why I think it's handball is because it stops the ball moving forward.
Yeah.
If the ball's continuing to move forward, Isaac can still get back and retrieve the ball. But because he stops it dead with his hand, and then it goes underneath his body, Isaac can't then get to it. So it falls in his favour. So it should then be considered for a handball, surely.
Yeah, there's a few comments. More comments in the chat. Lee G goes, why wasn't that looked at by VAR? Brett says, surely it's a handball when the defender just stopped Isaac going through. And Lee G says as well, was that a red card for the handball?
The only thing I'd say in his defence, and not that I wanted to start defending PSG players by any means, but the only thing I'd say is, one, he's lucky, because if that doesn't happen, then obviously the ball goes through to Isaac. The only other thing I'm thinking is maybe the ref split second has thought, well, how can he not do that? Because when you see he actually falls over, doesn't he? And like, obviously when you fall over, you put your hands down, and he's put his hands down, the ball's at his hands. Now, yes, I agree with what you boys are saying. It stopped the denial of it stopped the denial of a goal scoring opportunity. But then some people would turn around and go, well, where's he meant to put his arms? Like, what if he's fallen over and then he rolls? different if he fell over and then like put his hand out to stop it, but he kind of falls into it and then it hits his hand. So I don't know whether that would be incredibly harsh, because then I bet you the commentators will go, well, what's he meant to do with his hands? What's he meant to do? Like, you know, like tuck them away while he's falling over on his face. I don't know. But what a first half, boys. What a first half.
Yeah, definitely take that. My prediction so far is coming true. 1-0 Newcastle. So let's
I'll
see.
take it, Daz. I'll take it all
Blow it up now.
long.
I'll take it.
Yeah, blow it up now. And to be fair, to coin a phrase, I think you might have already put it on the screen, Daz, before. To coin a phrase, ask the question: Can they keep it up? Can Newcastle United keep it up in the second half? As TNT Sports just run that goal back again. Lovely cutting by Miron. Great instincts by Isaac. And it just shows Eddie Howe's hands aloft in the air as you see Isaac running off, celebrating as they cut to a break. But look, boys, can we keep it up? Can we keep going? Can we do this again?
Yes, we can. And we can smash that like along the way as well. Everyone is jumping in the chat. But believe, as I said in the way it is, believe. And even though, Pete, I come on the show barely able to talk to you because I was in such pain. But that's gone now. The adrenaline is getting me through the show.
I knew it would. I knew it got. What did I say to you before? Just before Chris came on and we went live, I said, best cure is a goal. A goal will cure exactly. all injuries, all pain, all hangovers, whatever it is. A goal will cure everything because it just sends you into a dream world.
After the goal went in, it was funny. Lisa's first reaction was, "Oh, let's watch the boys unloaded." So she had the phone out, and she was,
"Hey, up, what's that, man? He's got."
And he just hit me going, "Goal!"
I love it.
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Oh,
yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. What are you hoping second half, boys? Much more of the same? Do you want to see us touch back, like sit back a little bit, or what?
No, we can't. If we sit back, because they're going to be coming on to us anyway. So if we sit back, it's going to end in disaster, Chris. Yeah. We have to keep playing the exact same way, I think.
It'll be the worst 45 minutes in history as well, won't it? We'll just be sat there, just like
you wait. There'll be like 8 minutes extra time. Like something crazy like that, and like literally, like Lawrence Evans just said, "Lads, my heart can't take another half." I think Lisa mentioned something similar. It's going to be that type of half. You just know it, unless we kind of get a second goal in, and we go 2-0 up after like 60 minutes. It might just kind of calm everybody down just a little bit. That we've got that 2-goal lead to sort of protect, and we've got a little bit of time. To do it, but yeah, we have to keep going. We've already shown, like PSG have already shown their intent. Their counter-attacking abilities and their pace is so good. It's so good. 1-2 touches, bang, they're gone. They are lightning. Ousmane Dembele, he's lightning quick. Kylian Mbappe, lightning quick. Kolo Muani, lightning quick. When they're just getting players forward, they're firing forward at will, and we can't sit back into our box and just defend because as Daz said, you said it after about 23 minutes, we do that, they'll eventually pick us apart. We just can't. But that's the only downside for us, is because if we do this, if we carry on playing the way we are, the players are going to be shattered. Because they're giving everything. They're working so hard.
You're forgetting, Pete, that, as Michael has noted here, I am the Oracle. So you never know.
There you go.
Talk to me at full time. Talk to me full time, Michael.
There we go.
I've got to flash this comment up because Tony Selby has just said 2-1-0 up and snow in Newcastle, and Lisa literally just said to me, look, and she went, it's snowing in Newcastle. So maybe Santa's come early. Maybe Santa's come early.
I have the tree up.
Yeah. We talked about that earlier.
This is the only present I want this Christmas.
Yeah. By the way, boys, just to add in, I don't know about you both, and I didn't think I'd feel this way, but obviously Dortmund went 1-0 up early, and Olivier Giroud had missed a pen give the chance to put AC Milan up, and Dortmund went 1-0. Yeah, he missed it. It was like 4 minutes in, he missed a pen, and then Dortmund scored, and now AC Milan have equalised. Now, as far as I know, it's still 1-1. But I must admit, there was a lot of relief there because I thought if Dortmund win tonight, Dortmund are on 10 points and Dortmund are through. So like that was a really that then puts pressure, doesn't it, on the game at St James's Park? Because
what would you prefer though? Would you prefer like all four of us fighting out and we could end up first or fourth? Or would you want one team ahead? Like, for example, if Dortmund win, it means that, and fingers crossed the score stays the way we are, it means that we go in with a massive advantage for AC Milan, that we could potentially only need a point against them at St James's to secure European football.
Yeah, the only danger I was thinking, Pete, was if we win tonight, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if we win tonight, we're currently second in the group, we're on 7 points. Now, I believe PSG are on 7 points. I could be wrong, are they on 6? But I thought they were on 7. Oh, they're on 6?
On 6, yeah.
Right. Okay. Then
we're second now. We're second. We're, currently, as it stands, we're second. In the group. And we've got the better head-to-head because it goes on head-to-head. And because we've already beat them, our head-to-head's already better than theirs.
Do you think because... So say for example, say it stayed as it is. Newcastle win and Dortmund and AC Milan draw. You're right, Pete. It leaves it wide open for everybody. But do we then go into that AC Milan game just thinking we've just got to beat AC Milan? Just beat AC Milan and we're fine. And then also, because PSG and Dortmund have got to fight it out between them, there's something to play for. Because for me, I wouldn't want Dortmund to already be through and then play PSG in the last game and Dortmund just go, yeah, they are PSG, have that. Because potentially that's probably what's going to happen. And then it's all on us to beat AC Milan. I think we will beat AC Milan. I'm confident we beat AC Milan, but I just think if it ends a draw or if AC Milan win, in fact, it could be better if AC Milan win. Because if AC Milan win tonight, yes, they've got to come to us and win, but also we can win and secure it because we'd be on 7. I'm trying to catch up here with all the points. But yeah,
I'd take it from the way it is, Chris. If everything ended now, I'd take it and go into the last game. We could beat AC Milan. We're us at home, and then link back to the Champions League draw. I jokingly said we could top that group. There we go.
Yeah. To be fair, that's the way it is right now. It is the dream scenario. We're only a point behind Borussia Dortmund. We're better on head-to-head with PSG and beat them twice potentially if we get the 3 points tonight. And then on top of that, we're 3 points ahead of AC Milan, who have to come to us. And we could only need a point securing European football. For me, I just want us to be in Europe. If we get into the last stage of the Champions League, great. But I want us to be in Europe regardless. And I just want us to secure that more than anything. But guys and girls, the second half has just kicked off. Newcastle had advanced with the ball, but PSG have got it on the halfway line. So the second half.
Smash that like button if you're dropping off and coming back again. We'll come back at full time. We'll be here full time as well.
Sorry, Chris. I was taking the responsibilities off you. My bad.
You've got to, mate. You've got to do it. You've got to do it, mate. Right. Well, boys, please hope that this time in 45 minutes, that doesn't even make sense, does it? In 45 minutes time, we come back and we've secured those 3 points.
Oh, Isaac's in. Isaac's in. Come on.
No.
Please shoot. Oh
no, I didn't shoot.
We played it back. Oh,
hang on. I'm gonna have to
why didn't he shoot there?
I'm gonna have to watch this now.
PSG have got the ball, but it was a great ball, and I think with Joe Linton. Go on, Bruno. Bruno's got the ball now.
I'll tell you my thoughts in a minute. Yeah. Oh my God, he's through, isn't he?
Now PSG advance, and Mbappe's on Newcastle's right-hand side up against Lascelles, and Trippier plays the ball out for a corner. On the ball to PSG.
Brill. Right, boys. See you in a bit.
Fingers crossed.
See you in 45, Chris.
See you, boys. 47, probably.
Yeah.
See you for Man United.
Yeah. Go on. Gordon's gone. Oh, Gordon's been fouled, surely.
By a Kiwi. You okay? Stay down. Stay down, Anthony.
He's off the pitch. That was anything. Oh, he's not. What's he doing? you just gotta pull the
It was
trigger.
worth the pop shot there.
Definitely.
Lisa
I know what he's
confirmed as
trying
well.
to do. He's tried to flick it onto his right, back onto his left to his right, to kind of trick the defender to open up the gap. I can see what he was doing. Pereira just he just read it really well. And now PSG, after a great win back by Trippier, and Miggy's got the ball, and now Newcastle win a free kick on the edge of the area. Yeah, Miggy tried to play the ball earlier, and it was a poor pass. Gave PSG possession. Newcastle win it back again. Then Miggy advances with the ball, and Kang it in, brings him down. It's a free kick. Newcastle have the ball just inside their own half. Joe Linton wins it. Plays it back to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär plays it long to Miggy, but it gets picked up by the PSG defender. Lucas Hernandez bang on the halfway line. And Garte now plays that ball in. Ooh, nobody read it well. And rolls straight to Nick Pope, who takes his time with it. Well done. Now advanced out to Trippier. Trippier's played that ball into Lewis Miley, who kicks it off. And there's out for a Newcastle throw. 48 minutes gone. I feel like I'm going to be counting down every second. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm still working through the halftime chat, just to kill off a few minutes.
Yes, definitely. Didn't see what happened there. I think it might have been a bad clearance. Might have been from Nick Pope. Out for a throw to PSG. PSG now play it back to their centre-back Pereira on the halfway line. Still playing it across the defence on the halfway line and the midfield, but it's won back by Newcastle, who play it to Gordon. Now Gordon advances into the area. He's one-on-one with Skriniar. Still got the ball, although Skriniar gets something on it, and plays the ball out for a Newcastle throw wide out on the left-hand side. Gordon's gone down again, but yeah, aggressive play by Skriniar, but Gordon keeps the ball and keeps the ball ticking. Nice little over the ball turn.
No changes as halftime by either side, Pete, isn't that right?
No, didn't announce or look like there were any changes from Newcastle. I'm not sure about PSG. I don't believe there was. So it's very much as you were at this stage. As the ball gets played back by Newcastle to Pope to Trippier into Miguel Almiron. A little one touch into Miley to Trippier to Bruno. Bruno advances it long to Miggy, who's up against Pereira. Pereira's got the ball. He plays it back to Donnarumma. Miggy gives up the chase. So we're going to have to be smart. If we're going to get these players playing 90 minutes for us, we're going to have to be smart, and we're going to have to pick and choose when to make those pressing, intense runs and when not to. Ball from Pereira out to Mbappe, who just glides past Trippier. But who's there to win that ball? I believe it was Lewis Miley. Fantastic stuff.
Are we taking Mike up on this one? If we win, I'll chug a can of San Miguel on live. So we got Mike on to do that if we win.
Come and join us, Mike. Come and join us. That's what I say. 100%. It'll be 55 if PSG are losing. What have I missed something? What was that?
Where is it?
I
don't know.
55. David, just let us know what you mean by that, because I think I missed something. Are you talking about minutes in the game? You talk about subs? You talk about something else?
I think it's a drink.
Yeah, I think he's on about extra time actually. If PSG are losing, that's how many minutes there'll be in terms of.
Michael wants the full-time whistle.
Whoa!
Why does it go, Michael?
That would be delightful. Half-time.
Here we go from SPK. Goes, as a Man United fan, not looking forward to playing Newcastle. Newcastle, good ball control. Isak is going to be world class. He's already got world class. And PSG overhyped team.
Ooh.
Stay
Maybe
tuned.
you're right.
Actually, SPK. We've got we might as it's playing out the back here. I'm just gonna let you know what's happening on Thursday. Because we've got this man.
Yeah, the
Saeed
big man.
is
The
coming
big
on
man,
away
Saeed,
days.
he is back, Daz. You're absolutely right. Looking forward to previewing this game. He's looking forward to it. We both agreed when we were speaking about it. It's a massive game at St. James's Park, Saturday night, 8 o'clock kickoff. But we will be talking about it Thursday.
Oh, Bruno.
Yes. Won it back though. Well done by Miggy. Miggy out to Miley. Miley plays it long to Isak, but Isak's running. He's
Conservative.
Alexander Isak is reserving himself. He's like conserving that energy. He's picking when to make those runs and when not to. But PSG again played the ball out of play. They're trying to force the move, and they're not. It's not quite making it work at the moment. They're trying to force that move forward, but they are struggling. Joelinton wins the ball. Back to Mbappe. Mbappe central. Plays it to Dembele. Dembele up against Tino Livramento. Out to Kang In. Brilliant defending.
Well
and
done, Bruno.
By Bruno. And then gets pulled back. And then Lee
yellow card.
Gets a yellow card. Brilliant stuff from Bruno. That's the kind of defending that we need to break up play, because that was a difficult moment for Newcastle. But it's a clear pull of Bruno's shirt. And Bruno, to be fair, had a lot of room to move into. He was away. As it cuts to PSG's bench. You got Vitinha and a couple of others on the bench warming up. Whether that's going to be an option later on down the line, we're not quite sure. But a ball gets played by Trippier long to Alexander Isak, who doesn't quite read it. Again, he's playing a little bit deeper, not really making those forward runs. He's reserving that energy as we hit the 55th minute. Pete, did you see the world class talk last week on the 12th man where they said Shearer wasn't world class, but then later said you're world class if you can walk into any side in the league of Europe. I was meant to have been on that show, but I was unwell last Monday, so I couldn't make it. But I went in the chat for 5 minutes, and if you go back to that show, you'll have seen my comments in the chat about Shearer. A lot of opposition fans, Lee G, they do it. They discredit Shearer. They say he's a quality striker, but they discredit him when it comes to world class. Alan Shearer was a world class striker. You don't score that many goals in the Premier League, having had a career where you've broke your ankle. I think he broke it. He broke his ankle. He tore his ankle ligaments, and had a cruciate knee ligament injury where he effectively in his career missed roughly around 3 years worth of playing time.
And still is the all-time Premier
League.
Well done, Pope.
Kick.
Clear it.
Oh, it's a good save from Pope. Initially, the ball bounces up high into the air. He gets played behind. I think it's Colin Mwane. It's kind of a 50-50 who's going to get there first. But Pope gets himself out, makes himself big. It balloons up into the air. Mbappe tries the overhead kick. We're watching it back now. Yeah, Dembele. I think it's Colin Mwane to Dembele, actually. Dembele's in. 50-50. Pope gets there, flicks up into the area on the penalty spot. Mbappe tries the overhead kick. Doesn't work out. It falls to Fabian Ruiz, who then tries to put it in across goal, and it gets blocked and cleared. Eventually, PSG then tried to force the play and put it out for a throw-in. But Newcastle are advanced now. Trippier to Miley. Miley doesn't quite work. I think it gets defended. But then the ball's running out of play, and Lucas Hernandez pulls Trippier down to the ground. The ball runs out for a throw. It's a Newcastle throw, but that's a free kick. He just literally
That's a free kick.
he
Rugby tackled
grabs him by the neck and just drags him to the ground. Like, how is that not at any point a free kick? A poor throw by Kieran Trippier. It's meant to go to Joe Linton, doesn't reach him, and now we're in a position. No, that's a free Newcastle free kick, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, and he boots the ball away. That's a yellow card, surely. Who's that?
Yeah.
Yes. Colin Dembele? I think it might be Dembele. In pure frustration, smashes the ball off the pitch. That's a yellow card for Dembele. Lovely stuff. Clear frustration now as we approach the 58th minute. Tino Livramento. Oh, Dembele misses the next match.
Oh, geez, speak for them.
Interesting.
Hello, Harry. Harry's joining us from Texas as well. We had the question earlier. Where's everyone joining from the chat? And Harry's joined us and told us straight away he's from Texas.
Nice one,
Harry.
Brilliant stuff all over the world. We've got
no snow in Texas.
Gordon's in. Shoot! Come on! Oh,
it's waited too long.
Yeah, waited too long, and Skriniar clears. It was a lovely ball over the top. These are opportunities.
Go on, Miggy.
The keeper here. But, yeah, the ball gets played in and behind. Tino Livramento, you're not sure whether he's going to get there, but then you remember he's rapid. He gets there, he gets the touch, he touches it out as if it's going out for a throw. But he gets bundled down by Ousmane Dembele. Blatant free kick. And out of frustration, he smashes the ball off the pitch and gets a yellow card. And it just showed PSG's frustration of what's going on at the moment. Newcastle's bank of midfielders and defenders is very, very strong at the moment and defending really, really well. Kang In tries to play a ball in behind. Joe Linton mops it up, and Gordon is now away, advancing into the PSG half, and he's in, and he gets knocked down. That's a yellow card. Is he? Oh, I thought he was already booked. And
how many yellow cards do they have now?
They've got a number of yellow cards. That's a screen. Gordon's in on goal. If he nicks the ball past him,
he should have at least got a yellow card right before half time as well.
Yeah, for the handball. It's blatant, takes him out. Gordon's in on goal. He knocks it past Skriniar.
They're getting someone sent off here, I think. Gordon's foot out.
But it's a free kick about 24, 25 yards out. It is definitely Kieran Trippier territory. That's all I'm going to say. It's Kieran Trippier territory.
Or Shar
is having a look at it too.
Bastard. Donorama.
Shar is also having a look at it. But it's a really well-worked play. Lee Kang-in loses the ball. Joe Linton picks it up, plays it out to Gordon. Gordon advances 40, 50 yards. Trippier, free kick. Deflected out for a corner. Deflected for a corner.
Nice one. I like this one from JB in UFC. He says, Lewis Miley is finishing football before his exams. Nice one.
Come on. Love it.
SPK is having a go at Popey. Well, Popey's doing well. He does a great job for us. So that's long may that continue, and well into Saturday night as well.
Definitely. Yeah. Trippier's waiting to take the corner. Takes it, lofts it into the back post. Lascelles, and a foul from Shaw. Foul.
Yeah.
I think Shaw tries to jump. Their player falls to the ground. It then becomes a free kick as PSG are making two changes. So I think who's that coming off? Is that Ungarte? Ungarte coming on for Vitinha. So they're going for it. They're going attacking. Vitinha is now on the pitch. A good player. Good player. We have to keep an eye on him. That's for sure. And Kolo Muani is coming off. And Bradley Barcola's on. So I imagine now Kylian Mbappe is now playing frontline striker. Frontline striker. Knick-knack, I have no idea. I think Shaw jumps for the ball. Their defender just flops to the ground and the ref gives a free kick. But twice now, We've played the ball to the back post, and Lascelles has been in acres of space, but the ball, for whatever reason, has broken down because of a free kick. So that's something that we need to try and put right. As Barcola's on the board, he plays in Vitinha on Newcastle's right-hand side, plays it back out to Hernandez, Ruiz, Kang In, to Dembele. Dembele's out now on Newcastle's right-hand side. They're now playing it back across the pitch to Newcastle's right. Sorry, it was on Newcastle's left. Ball gets played into Kang In. Dembele advances in the area. Kang In advances in the area, pulls it back. It's brilliant defending.
Oh, well done, Miley.
Get a touch in there. I think it might have been Miley again. Gets the touch, takes it, I think, off Barcola's foot. Falls to Joe Linton, who clears the ball out for a throw-in about 25, 30 yards out. The pressure is now starting to increase from PSG.
Miley's feeling it as well. He seems to be hobbling a small bit.
Yeah, I think he picked up a knock early in the second half, and he has been kind of moving slightly gingerly, but he's still... Oh, Dortmund are 2-1 up. Wow. That changes things. And it's the English player, is it Bino Gittins, the young English player, only 17 years old, got a big future ahead of him. He scored the goal. I'm surprised he didn't play any of the minutes against Newcastle, to be fair. He's a player with a lot of potential. They've got a lot of...
Go on, Isaac.
Got a lot of hopes for him. Isaac plays it smart, plays it to Gordon. Gordon plays it out back to Bruno. Trying to keep possession and hold possession. A bad defensive move. Miggy! Oh, it's wide.
Oh,
takes a deflection.
That went in.
Oh my god. It was well wide in the end. He kind of scuffs it, but plays it to Miley. Miley kind of like chests it up into the air, falls to Miggy on the edge of the area, and he goes for the volley, but it just kind of it's scuffed, really. Kind of skimmed off his foot and bounces wide. As PSG now advancing on Newcastle's left-hand side, playing it out wide now to Newcastle's right-hand side. Barcola's on the ball, plays it, gets deflected by Lewis Miley out for a throw-in. Brilliant defending from Lewis Miley again. As they continue to advance, Fabian Luiz, the throw comes out to Luiz. I believe that's Vitinha. Kang In on the board now on Newcastle's left-hand side, plays it out to, not sure who it was, but it gets puts into the box, cleared by Miley again. He's trying to hold the ball up and forces them to play it back to Donnarumma. As yet,
question for you, Pete. From Lee G, he asked, didn't Lee say that Mbappe isn't as good at centre forward?
He did, yeah, but obviously he's still got explosive pace and traits. He's now advancing into the area, and it's a what a save from Pope! Oh my word! Wow, I thought that was a goal. I thought it was a goal.
Hello, Nick Pope. There's your answer.
I tell you what, that
was some reaction save.
Jesus Christ! It's out for a corner. We'll talk you through this. Kang In puts the ball into the box for PSG. Pope comes out, punches it, but it's a free kick.
Free out.
To Newcastle United, I believe. What conversation is going on in there? Oh, what? Looked like a free kick. They're making PSG take it again. What is going on? Kang In takes the ball, put it into the box now again. Headed away by Joe Linton, back to a PSG player. Vitinha wins the ball. Miggy, the ball gets played to Kang In, but Miggy gets there first, knocks it out for a throw. PSG now have the ball about 50 yards out, closer to the halfway line than Newcastle's 18-yard box, but they're advancing. Skriniar out to Dembele on Newcastle's left-hand side, playing it out wide. I can't believe that save. What a save. Who was it that saved it? Who was he? Who did he save it from?
I don't know.
I don't think it was Mbappe. I'm not sure if it was Dembele. I can't remember who. But that was a sensational save. But Barcola's in. Wow, puts it wide. Goes for the near post and puts it wide. It's a poor miss, to be fair.
I doubt if Lee will be coming on tonight, Mike, to see you drink your can or your San Miguel. No, not tonight. He's at the game.
Yeah, he's at the game tonight. That's a poor miss, that, from Barcola. Watching it again, it is Barcola that misses it. Barcola's in, middle of the goal, puts it in. Pope, what a save. Reaction, wow. What a save. That is outstanding with his knee. I thought it came off his knee and was going to trickle into the net. It doesn't.
I'm sure that was in.
I did. I thought that was going to be 1-1 then. 67 minutes on the clock, nearly 68 minutes on the clock. Newcastle United still 1-0 up at the Parc des Princes as Newcastle United have the ball. No, they don't have the ball. PSG have the ball, just advancing in Newcastle's half, is what I was trying to say. Ball goes out wide to Dembele. They're now advancing to the box. It's a great win by Gordon up against Hakimi.
They're looking for a penalty.
Yeah, they're looking for it, but Gordon wins the ball. He nicks the ball. Pope wins the ball. It goes to ground. He goes to ground. Now he's played it out to Lewis Miley. Miley out.
Oh, they're going to VAR here, are they?
Potential penalty check. Gordon wins the ball. Gordon wins the ball. How can that be a penalty? How can it be a penalty?
To see it again, Pete.
No penalty.
Yes.
No penalty. How can that? How have they gone to VAR for that? Gordon. Oh, okay. He doesn't win the ball. Wow.
Still, he dived. He dived because he didn't connect with them either. He dived after the fact.
There's slight connection with their shins. There's a slight connection with their shins. It's not intentional. I thought Gordon nicked the ball and played it, and then Pope picked it up. It wasn't like a deliberate play, which is why I thought Pope picked it up. Actually, he didn't win the ball at all. So that's
20 minutes to go.
Now I understand why it went to VAR. Dortmund 3-1 up now against AC Milan. 3-1 up. Adeyemi, who was sensational against Newcastle, has scored. Barcola's in, and he's knocked out for a goal kick, surely. Trippier and Miggy, fantastic double play. He beats Trippier for pace, to be fair, but Miggy's there right behind him to win the ball, and actually he knocks it back onto Barcola, who then knocks it out for a goal kick. And Pope, look, go back and kick both posts. Go and check the crossbar. Take it. Come on. You know,
go and check the other one as well.
Well, go and check Donnarumma's as well. Why not? Why are you there? Come on.
There's people saying lots of potential man of the match contenders already. They're saying Pope, they're saying Livramento, they're saying Miggy earlier on as well. So yeah, there's plenty to choose on at the moment.
Let's get towards the end of the game first. Let's get to sort of 85, anywhere between 85 and 90. Still in this position of winning, and then we can talk about it. As far as I'm concerned, all of them have been sensational so far. but let's get there first. We have just hit the 71 minute mark. Dembele advancing with the ball on the left hand side, up against Livramento. Ball onto the edge of the box to Vitinha. Vitinha to Barcola. Barcola into the box. Played out by
to come off Miley's hand.
They're calling for everything now. They're calling for everything, anything in the box. They're calling for it. The fans are getting behind them. Trippier wins the ball, lovely, out to Miley. Miley plays it long, but it's to nobody. But to be fair, Isak's not running. He's not making a run. He's got to start playing now. You know, he's got to start making those runs because Miley's picked up the ball 2 or 3 times now. Who's been booked? Donnarumma's got a yellow card. And there's no check. The check's over, no penalty. But I think due to some language or what's been said, Donnarumma's now got a yellow card. So Lots of PSG players are picking up bookings in this game, but it's Miley's picked up the ball a couple of times from where we've defended really well, and there's not been an out ball. Isak has to make a run. He has to fall into a position where he can pick the ball up. It's close.
Pop up.
It's close. It's been kicked right at him. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty.
Can someone check on Les? She stopped breathing there a while ago. That was about 4 minutes ago. Should we go and just give her a nudge?
Yeah. Ball goes over the top to Dembele. Dembele is in and behind, up against Livramento. Plays it in to Vitinha. Vitinha to the edge of the box to Ruiz. Great block by Bruno Guimaraes. Out to now Lucas Hernandez. Hernandez to Barcola. Barcola up against Trippier. Tries to play a little ball through to Mbappe. He gets it.
Been awkward.
He plays it through, but he's now cleared by Fabio Schär out for a throw-in. Probably halfway into Newcastle's half.
Since he came on, Barcola, he's been very tricky. I know he hit the side net, but he's tricky little player.
They signed him under the radar from Lyon because we talked about him on the Fuller transfer as the potential option to sign. Because he's a young player. They signed him for 40 million, and it was done right before deadline, under the radar. But he's only, I think, 19 or 19, 20 now. Talented boy, got a bright future. Vitinha on the edge of the box, played it to Mbappe, cleared by, it was either Shaw or Lascelles, I can't remember who. I think it might have been Lascelles. Then Dembele now advancing with the ball. Ball gets played from Hakimi, played it off Joe Linton. Now back to Pereira. Pereira to Hernandez. Miggy chasing him down. Out to Barcola. Barcola up against Miggy and Trippier, who seem to be doubling up. Vitinha tried to flick the ball over Trippier, but the offside flag goes up and it's a Newcastle free kick.
Cheers, JB and UFC says great. Big up Pete and Daz, great commentary, and just trying to keep up with the chat as well. A bit behind, but I know there's some there from Gary and from someone else. It could have been Gary twice. Yeah, Gary asked the same question twice about can we freshen it up a bit? Who do we have that could make any? Would you consider making any changes? We don't have many. Look at this. This is who we have on the bench. I can't even see it myself. Dubravka, Karius, Dummett, Hall was the only option.
Yeah, Dummett, Hall, Parkinson, Edenwene, and a new young lad, Huntley, who I'll be honest, I've not really heard of his name. So we have got no options off the bench, really. Dummett, you could probably bring on with 15, 20 minutes to go. As we hit the 75th minute, so 15 minutes to go, you could probably look at Dummett and maybe go ultra defensive. Maybe 3 at the back, and you go really defensive. You push Livramento on as sort of like a wing back as such. That maybe is an option, but other than that, there's not really much of an option. It's a brilliant recovery run from Miley. Ball into Mbappe. Brilliant.
Come out.
Pope's starting position was sensational because Mbappe's in. He's leaving. I think it's Lascelles for dead. He's in. It's a great ball in and behind. And it's a great starting position from Nick Pope. Well played. Isak, come on, you've got to keep chasing. He's walking around the pitch a little bit. I am starting to be concerned now from a comment that was in the chat in the first half. Is he sort of carrying a niggle or an injury? Because he isn't really being very mobile in this half. He's not really done anything. And so, and we need him in situations like that. We need him to pick up the ball as Joe Linton then wins the ball back again from a PSG player. I think this time it was Kang In again.
Michael's agreeing as well. He says it looks like he's done. May need to bring on someone else.
Who have we got though? And we need his experience because if we he can hold the ball up. And
unless you move Gordon into the middle and then bring Hall on the left, it's the only thing you could do.
You know what? I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't.
I'd stick with what we have as well.
Yeah. Because you're looking at Isak. He's played Champions League football. He's got experience. He's a sharpshooter. All he needs is a chance and he can kill the game. But as well as that, he's got good ball control. He can hold up the ball if it's into his feet. We just need more from him.
Yeah,
I know he's tired. We just need more from him on the pitch. Obviously, he's building fitness up again. Another win from Bruno Guimaraes as Miggy potentially wins the ball and knocks it out. Yeah, it's a Newcastle throw. Well played. Well played.
Oof.
Wow.
13 minutes of normal time remain.
Wow. Pereira has the ball.
Massive 13 minutes.
It is a massive 13 minutes for sure. You are absolutely right, Daz. Massive 13 minutes. Hakimi out to Ousmane Dembele. Up against Gordon, plays it into Ruiz. Ruiz plays it out to Hernandez. Hernandez now switches it over to Bacola, who gives it away to Lewis Miley, and Miggy plays it in. And he now advances, but runs it out off the pitch. PSG throw. Ruiz crosses it across the pitch to Skriniar. Skriniar now to Hakimi. Hakimi advances, plays the ball into a box. It's a lovely ball.
Oh, well done, Sharp.
That might be Fabian Shaw. It's a lovely clearance. Back to Skriniar about 30, 40 yards out. Hakimi now up against Gordon again. Plays it short to Kang In. Kang In up against Livramento. Livramento trying to usher him away. Ball gets played in on a reverse. Not a bad ball in, but nobody reads it. And Miggy is up against Hernandez. Hernandez now to Vitinha. Vitinha to Ruiz. Ruiz now to Ousmane Dembele. Yeah, brilliant stuff.
Over the bar. That's okay.
Good pressure from Joe Linton that pushes it out to Hakimi, who tries with his left foot, and it's a good 10, 15 yards over the box. Over the bar, sorry, not over the box. What am I on about? We are 11 minutes away.
Is it Ramos?
I don't believe it was, but I didn't see it clearly.
That's who they should be going
for. Marco Asensio. This is a bit of a worry now because he is a talented boy, and he is a talented player and is capable of a special goal. So we just need to be careful there. What they're doing is not trying to flood the box so Mbappe can play within those spaces, but what they're trying to do is be as creative as possible. They've got all their creative players on. PSG have right now as they approach Newcastle's half, and as we approach the 80th minute. Ball gets played inside the middle of the pitch.
That's it. Well done, Shaw.
Dembele, and Shaw gets there and clears the ball first. Miley pressing out to Hernandez. Hernandez to Fabian Ruiz. Hernandez again plays it out to Skriniar. Skriniar to Hakimi. We're starting to get penned in a little bit now. It does worry me slightly that we're being penned in. But we are defending really well. Shaw clears again from another ball inside. And it's back to PSG, and PSG are on it again. And Hakimi's on the ball again, up against Gordon. Bruno up against Kang In. Or was it Joe Linton maybe? Ball gets played across the box again from Dembele. Nobody there, and cleared from Trippier. And Gordon tries to win the ball back. It was unlucky, to be fair. And PSG have got possession again as we approach the 81st minute. And Hernandez advances into the box. He plays it across goal. Jamal Lascelles with a great block. It comes back in again and then gets played out again. And Isaac tries to hold on to the ball and loses it.
He's going
and
nowhere.
It gets played back into the box again to another PSG player. Hernandez back into the box again. Oh, my God. And Dembele just wide. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, 9 minutes to go. Arsenal for life asked the question, how are you winning? And fair play to 9 NUFC says, Arsenal for life, we love 1-0 wins. You should know.
Guys, I'll be back in just a second. I need to get a drink. Jesus, man.
Need to lie down. Pete's gone for it. Lie down. 9 minutes to go. We'll see how this So it should be a goal kick to Newcastle. Sensio is on, Lee Kang in is off. As Miggy goes down, and PSG players try to encourage him to get up again, but Miggy, I don't speak the language. Nice one, Miggy. So Miggy's getting attention. Isaac is getting a break, talking to Eddie. He doesn't look like he's anyways injured or niggle or anything like that. He's not getting any kind of treatment, so that is a good thing. So this is going to add on a bit to the end. Well, what a performance tonight from our boys. 1-0 up, Parc de France, and nearly 8 minutes or so away from a double over PSG potentially. And back in contention to get out of the Champions League group, the group of death, as it cuts to the Newcastle subs on the sideline, warming up. Hall is the focus of attention, but no one looks like they're coming on yet for Newcastle. So Miggy's back running again. He's coming back onto the pitch now when he's led back on, but he is fine. So back into play again, ball up. Center of the pitch, Mbappe with the ball, flick on to Barella as PSG go on the attack again. Ball in over the top. Mbappe has it. Out on the wing. Tries to run Lascelles. Lascelles cuts it out. Our captain and clears the danger. Did it come off? Lascelles is down. He's fine. He'll get up again. Yeah, well played by Lascelles, cuts it out. Again, who would have thought Lascelles in playing in 2 Champions League matches against PSG and having another stormer. As Ramos is there, cuts through Ramos on the sideline. They're bringing him on. They're going for broke. They have to, for the final 6 minutes plus injury time. Ball up to Isaac, head to clear by PSG. Trippier on the ball. Back to Miggy. Miggy walk it out. Trippier again. No, free kick to PSG. Okay, here comes Ramos.
Who's it coming on for?
15.
They're taking off the centre back. Danilo Pereira's coming off. Goncalo Ramos, they are going for it. They've got every attacking resource available to them on the pitch. Will Newcastle go like for like and throw in another defender to hold it off?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea now at this stage. Were you taking off Isaac?
Yeah. Who do you take off? Everyone's played so well. Who do you take off as the ball goes into the box? Playing it, I think that was to, and that's not Ramos. Well defended from Gordon. Won back by Bruno. Bruno keeps it on, keeps it ticking.
Bruno
plays it back to PSG. Play it into the box. Oh, collected by Pope. Oh my God. I don't think I can get through this.
Well done, Popey.
I don't think I can do this.
4.5 minutes of normal time left. How was the nap?
Oh. No, how was the drink? I need to get a drink.
Nail biting time. It's been nail biting time since this kicked off, Nick-Nack.
If any of you were stood next to me in an away end or a home game, as you've been there, you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm a nervous wreck. 4 minutes till injury time. Ball played out to Ousmane Dembele again. Gordon up against him. Miggy out to Lucas Hernandez. Plays it back to Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz to Skriniar out to Hakimi to Ousmane Dembele, who tries to cut inside. Great block by Tino Livramento. Again, should we say. Ousmane Dembele up against Mbappe. It plays it into Mbappe. Mbappe turns, smashes it. Oh my God.
Oh, how lucky was that?
I can't.
Great save by Pope. And then put them wide of the post. Pope, I'm all on for Pope man of the match now. Look at this.
He brushes He brushes Shaw away into the box. It's a lovely turn, brushes him away, and then just smashes it straight at Pope. Comes straight back to Mbappe, and he
again.
smashes it just past the post. And Newcastle survive again. I can't do this, man. Oh,
But you have to. What have we left now? 3.5 minutes of normal time.
that's
As
going too
PSG
slow, man. That's
go
going. They're
on the
doing this on
attack.
purpose. The gods are doing this on purpose, man. There's definitely been more than that since we last said it. Offside for PSG. Thank God for
Good.
Right.
Everyone
someone just go to ground, please. Someone just go to ground. Just feel their ankle, feel their calf, just something.
Yeah.
Just give us a minute.
Yeah, here's Pope to do that first. Les goes, it's like the 4-3 Liverpool way back when. Don't be saying that, Les. We didn't end up on the right side that time.
Right, Isaac holds the ball up. Oh, or does he? Miggy chasing out wide. The ball gets played long. Isaac tries to hold it up. Miggy tries to close down. A big win from Jamal Lascelles.
Oh, Bruno nearly got it.
Bruno nearly gets there, and again PSG are away on Newcastle's left hand side. Ousmane Dembele gets played.
Corner, is it?
It's a corner. Pope tries to keep it on, but it goes for a corner. Just flicks off Tino Livramento. They're just trying to play that ball into Mbappe every time. Cleared
everyone has been
Newcastle. Headed back in. Cleared again by Tino Livramento. Is that Ruiz advancing the ball to Hakimi? Hakimi into Vitinha. Vitinha just outside the box, 20-25 yards out. Plays it to Ruiz. Ruiz shot from distance. Yes.
That's it.
Marco Asensio. He's capable from that
distance. Take your time,
distance.
Poppy. Take your time.
He is capable from that distance, Marco Asensio. So we can't allow him to continue to shoot from that distance because he's proven, especially at Real Madrid, that he can hit him from that distance time and time again. But it's a welcome sight to see that fly over the bar. There's no doubt about it.
All about now, Pete, what goes up on that board with 20 seconds of normal time remaining.
Well, battled by Joe Linton, doesn't quite hold on to the ball. But Isaac is now chasing down. I don't even know who that is. But they're one centre-back down because Pereira is at 8 minutes extra time. Jesus Christ. I told you. What did I say?
VAR check maybe, but that was it. 8 minutes.
They're doing this on purpose, man. Miggy, well done.
Well done, Miggy.
Barcola trying to create something, and Miggy gets a little touch to it. Come on, Isaac, you got to move. You got to get out there. Get out there. Come on. Joe Linton goes to the ball.
Come to him.
Hakimi up against Gordon. Ball comes into the box. Comes back. Oh, my God. Again.
Over the bar.
Just over the... Well, it's over the bar. Well over the bar. But it's just over Mbappe. It falls to Barcola. And Barcola just smashes it over the bar from about 4 yards out. Trippier is in front of him, so he does have to go high. Yeah, it's scuffed over the bar. Doesn't get a clean connection on it. Jesus Christ, man.
Has to be. What are we? Show the clock again. I want to see it.
1 minute.
Okay, we've gone 6.5 minutes left.
Livramento smashes it up the pitch. Isaac wins the header, but heads it back into play. But luckily, Tino's there, and he just smashes it up the pitch. And now Skriniar's back on the loose again. Isaac needs to come in. I don't know whether he's injured or not, but he just needs to move. He needs to give us something. He has to. I don't know whether they're trying to protect him. It's out for another PSG corner. Another corner.
Wake up.
as we approach the 2nd minute of injury time being played, Vitinha, I think, has come over to take the corner. The ball comes in. Ball runs out wide, and it's sliced over the bar again
over the
by
bar.
Marco Asensio. Keep doing that, Marco Asensio. That is exactly what we need right now.
That wastes 30 seconds.
30, 40 seconds to waste a little bit of time.
Nick Naka saying UEFA don't want PSG to go out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised.
Hope
With
got
the
a yellow
fact,
card. Hope it's got a yellow card, Pete, there. For time wasting, I presume.
We can't do it anymore then. I'm not surprised if UEFA want them to win. You know why? Because PSG's owners on the board of UEFA, so I'm not surprised.
Come on.
Anyway, Asensio, I believe, was on the ball then, played it to Fabian Ruiz, playing out to Skriniar on the left-hand side, Gordon up against Hakimi, Vitinha up against Bruno, back to Hakimi, back to Vitinha, Bruno checking that run, and then I believe that's Marco Asensio. Asensio to Fabian Ruiz, plays it into Mbappe, that gets cleared, half cleared by Joe, and it's back to PSG again, who play it out to Barcola. Barcola to Hernandez to Vitinha on this Newcastle's right-hand side. Vitinha still got the ball, plays it wide, plays it to Asensio. Asensio to Hakimi to Asensio. We're pressing high, we're pressing the ball, we're not letting them have time on the ball. Skriniar out to the left-hand side to Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz is now running with the ball, and he tries to whip it into the box, to the back post. Someone get rid of it, goddamn.
Sure, got rid of it.
Someone get rid of it, Shaw. Vitinha smashes it from about 25 yards right into Bruno.
Get Isak off. Get him off now.
Donnarumma has picked the ball up in the halfway line. Mbappe into the box. Bruno picks it up, flicks it out for a throw-in.
Yeah.
As we hit the 4-minute mark, we're halfway through extra time just to get a breather. You're right, Daz. I think I'd probably bring another centre-back on at this point. Brilliant defending from Shaw. Livramento clears. Isak doesn't hold on to it.
Can't run.
Vitinha's picked it up on the edge of the box. He's played it out wide. No,
handball.
It won't be a handball. He's right next to him. The players are going mad. The PSG players are going mad. They're checking. They're stopping.
It's giving them the chance to fucking do. They want to do something about them.
Ramos has been booked. They're checking it.
It was too close. How could it be a penalty?
Jesus Christ, man. Another check.
2 times as Hakimi.
Oh, no. They're going to check. This will be so harsh.
How can
this be so harsh? What's really interesting, though, they haven't shown us on the screen. They haven't shown us. They haven't shown us at all. It's going to be given. It's going to be given.
No, don't do that.
What?
It came off his chest and then his hand.
You can't give a penalty for that. It's come off his chest first. It's not a penalty.
His elbow.
Why is he giving a penalty for that? It's come off his chest first.
Come on, Pope. Against Mbappe.
How can you give a penalty for that?
That's a disgrace. Thanks, Arteta.
Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Come on, Poppy.
That is an absolute disgrace. Yeah. PSG score. PSG score. It's 1-1.
Robbed.
Absolute
Robbed.
disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace.
No way was that a penalty. Yep. Leave that up there, Chris. Cheated. He nearly got to it. Oh, it's over him though.
Absolute disgrace. Hakim is travelling with the ball. Where's Isaac? Come on, Isaac, press the ball. Do something for us. We're an hour over the allotted 8 minutes. And Hakim is advancing with the ball. The ball comes into the box, right to the back post. Headed over by Barcola. Headed over at the back post by Barcola. Absolute disgrace. Can't believe it. Absolute disgrace.
On the 4th minute of injury time.
Full time. 1-1. You know what?
Still a good result.
We would have took that. We would have took that result all day long before the end of the game. But that is an absolute disgrace.
Well, even if Mbappe is having a go. That's how rattled they are.
They know. They know. They know. That PSG team know they got lucky. Absolute disgrace. Wow.
Got out of jail card they played there.
Given the decision there. Wow.
Yeah. There's an element to this, knick-knack, with how that unfolded. They were given the chance, the opportunity to give them a penalty, and they did. Never a penalty, Lisa. You're right.
Yeah. Newcastle players are absolutely furious, and rightly so. They are absolutely furious. Look, the PSG players look embarrassed. They look embarrassed. Yeah. The PSG players look embarrassed. They look relieved. They look embarrassed because they know it should never have ever been a penalty. Absolute disgrace.
It's obviously Dortmund would have won that again. They were 3-1 up last night. I saw. Yeah, here we go. So we have to beat AC Milan, and Dortmund have to turn up in that last game. They'll want to top the group, though, you would imagine. At home.
Those boys were outstanding. Absolutely outstanding today. I feel so sorry for them all. They have worked their absolute socks off.
Look, we have something to play for in that last game, Pete, as well. It's not all done and dusted. It feels like it from where we were being robbed, but we've still loads to play for in that last final game at home against AC Milan. 13th of December, I think it's on.
Can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
If you're joining us, we're still in shock over that penalty decision. Penalty that should not have been awarded. For 94 minutes, we kept them at bay, and then that penalty decision that went against us, and Mbappe took it away.
Wow. Unreal. Unbelievable. It's laughable. Absolutely laughable. But hey, Newcastle take the point. We take the point. I don't know. Does anyone know the score between Dortmund and Milan? I don't know the score between Dortmund and Milan. I'll have a look. See if I can have a look, actually. Yes, Dortmund finished 3-1 against Milan. So that now puts Newcastle United third, 2 points behind PSG. We cannot finish top of the group now. Look, you look at those PSG players, they are gingerly clapping the ultras because they know they were not good enough. They know they were not good enough tonight. They were shocking. They were shocking. And Newcastle United, we had their number. We had their number tonight, and they know it. And they know they got away with it. They got away with one tonight. Those boys were outstanding today. Every single one of those boys on the pitch, and they are right to feel disappointed by that. They are absolutely right to feel disappointed. They were sensational. Look, they're not even happy with it. They're not even happy with that result. How can they be? Because they know they got away with one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. On the other plus point, look, Bruno didn't get booked, so we have him for the game against Milan, and we're going to need him as well, trying to claim the 3 points and to try to go all out for second. And if things go our way in Dortmund in that last game, if Dortmund turn up, put on a show, if we win, if we beat Milan and PSG draw, we would go ahead in second, wouldn't we? Because we bet them and drew
We've
them.
got better
We would go through. Yeah. So a draw or a defeat for PSG and then Newcastle win means we go through in second spot.
Yeah. So there's still a chance we can go through. Still not an easy place to go through, and it's at Dortmund too, so that helps. Wow.
Penalty for you, Chris? That is an absolute fucking disgrace. I've literally just been fucking going mad in our living room. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. And you know what? I thought it was interesting how TNT took ages to show the replay. And then it showed us as the referee's looking at it, and the ball clearly hits his chest and then hits his arm. What's he meant to do with his arm? What's he meant to do?
If it hits another body part first, it shouldn't be. It's not a penalty. That's the rule. It's not a penalty because it hit another body part first, and it's not like it hit any part of his arm. It hit his elbow.
Yeah.
That's the borderline.
He's let them away with one tonight. He's given them that. And you can see by the reaction of the players at the end, the Newcastle players going mad and the PSG players looking a little bit sheepish. And they should feel sheepish because they've got away with one there. We should have took all 3 points and we'd be currently sitting second in this group and everything would be in our hands. And now, got to be honest, boys, I'm not trying to be negative. Now, I've settled now for Europa League because of that decision. Because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking Dortmund are just going to play the kids, lads. Let's be honest. They're just going to play the kids. Dortmund are made up to go through and PSG will roll them over and then PSG and Dortmund will go through and we'll end up in the Europa League, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But when you get robbed like that, it's an absolute disgrace. And I tell you what makes it worse, the fact that if the referee had give it, and then the VAR said, listen, or VAR didn't intervene, I would still be annoyed. But the fact that he's gone to the screen and he's watched it in slow-mo like we have, and he's gone 10, I cannot believe they've given that decision. I just can't believe it. And I only said to Lisa and Callum before, said this referee's had a great game. He's been really strong, really forthright. He's made the right decisions and he's made the right calls. And then Gonzalo Ramos is in his face and he books him and says, move away while I'm speaking and making me decision. And then he goes over to the screen and he does that. It's an absolute disgrace. Everybody, all my mates have been texting me, and they've all gone, "Oh, you've been as off there. You've been as off there." Not one person has said penalty. Not one person, and even bloody the commentators are all saying, "Never a pen. Never a pen.
Yeah.
It's a robbery. It's an absolute robbery." And you know what? The referee will come out tomorrow, next day, whatever, and go, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that, lads." Well, what? So now we've lost out on potentially millions. It's decisions like that you wonder why clubs, put in claims, because that could cost us millions because a referee has made an incompetent decision. And you know what? The lads were absolutely brilliant that second half. Brilliant. Yes, it was back to the wall. Yes, it was unpleasant. Yes, it was tense. But PSG didn't take their chances, and we've been punished at the end when we didn't deserve that. We did not deserve that. That's as angry as I've been ever. That is absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace. Sorry.
Yep.
No, you're right, Chris. You're right.
You're absolutely right. We've been absolutely robbed. 110%. They have given them that decision. They've given them that decision. They looked at it for the first penalty, and it was nowhere near a penalty. There was another handball claim before. Some referees, particularly in the Champions League, have a tendency that when they think they might have not, when they think they've made a wrong decision before, they go easier on the second decision. And that Gordon potential penalty in the second
half. Gordon one. If he'd given the Gordon one, I might have been. I can half see it.
You can half see it. I think because of that, and they've not gone with it, I think they've been more lenient here. And they've given them that penalty. But that one was never a penalty. It was never a penalty. Yeah. But you could see.
We saw what he was looking at. We saw what the angle he was looking at. And the ball hits his chest and then it glances off his elbow. Where's he meant to put his arm? If his arm was out and it hit his arm, I'd go, yeah, but we're screwed. That's it. But the fact that it hit his chest and then came off his elbow, the referee needs to go and look in the rule book because he'll realise he's made one hell of an error there. But who does that reflect on? Him or us? It's all on us.
Yeah. Michael Palmer is there as well, saying to play 8 minutes of injury time was suspect, but to give them a pen is highly dubious.
I agree. They were saying 6 or 7 minutes, and me and Lisa were going 6 or 7 minutes based on
where they getting that from.
Miggy went off a bit in. I know Miggy went off. Bear in mind, lads, we didn't even make a
the first VAR check.
Yeah. It's just, oh, God, you know what? But you know what? We'll look back on this in, 24, 48 hours when we've cooled down, calmed down. And I tell you what, Eddie Howe, and I'm sure he'll say this in his post-match, he's got to be so proud of them, lads. Because I tell you what, we've... No blame on the players. No blame on the players whatsoever. Sorry, Pete. No blame on the players whatsoever. Absolutely magnificent. Made up for Lewis Miley. Bruno kept his head when he knew he needed to, as Daz rightly said, to make sure he's in for the Milan game. I thought everybody was absolutely brilliant, and I felt so sorry for Alexander Isak in the second half because he didn't get a sniff. He didn't get a sniff, and he was up top on his own. And those lads have played 98 minutes and given absolutely everything. Nick Pope outstanding in between the sticks. There was great performances all over the pitch. Tino Livramento, brilliant, and then that happens to us. It honestly, it just makes me feel sick. It's absolutely
now, Chris,
disgusting.
Just to wind it down, but because you're saying you're setting your target out now for the Europa League, but I think we can still come second. Because I know Dortmund are through. But they are at home. Gary asked the question there. Dortmund are at home. They'll want to top the group. PSG need to win, I know. And Lee said yesterday as well that they're not great travellers, as we found out when they went to Newcastle.
He did.
It's not all. And if they get a draw and we win, we still will go through in second spot. So it's not all. It's still plenty to play for.
Yeah, there is. I think it's just. I think it's just the way I feel. But I know
if we draw even if we draw at Milan, we're through to the Europa League. But win, and there's every chance we could go through in second.
It's because the players don't deserve that. They didn't deserve that at all. They just didn't deserve that. And PSG, you could just see all the players. No one was smiling. No one was celebrating because they know that they've just been gifted something. And the way the Newcastle players reacted at the end said it all. It says it all. And they were absolutely devastated, and you can understand why. I think
Boys.
even Mad Dog was on the pitch, wasn't he?
Boys, I'm so fucking proud of those players tonight. Those players were absolutely sensational. Yes, we didn't pepper PSG's goal in the second half. We were nowhere near it. But I tell you what, that grit, that determination, that organisation, that dogged defensiveness, right?
Yeah.
That's what we saw for long parts of last season. That defensive solidity. There was no way in play that they were scoring tonight. There was no way in game, in play, that PSG was scoring a goal tonight. 100%. They had no way of scoring. That a set piece penalty was the only way they were going to score. And I'm not surprised. You got the players. You got the players that have fallen to the ground. They have given everything tonight for that game. Everything tonight for the shirt. Nobody can question Newcastle United and our players and our setup. Nobody can. On the biggest stage, on one of the hardest places to go in Paris, we turned up. We put a performance in and we deserve 3 points. And I'm absolutely gutted for those boys, right? As I said to Daz just before you came on, Chris, we'd have all took a point. We'd have all took a point before this game started.
Yeah, we would.
Took a point and got the hell out of there. We deserve 3 tonight.
How far have we come? We're disappointed in getting a point in PSG.
Exactly. Every Premier League opposition fan is messaging, saying, Newcastle got robbed. Newcastle got robbed. My phone's blowing up. Newcastle got robbed. Newcastle got robbed. Constantly.
Connie says
Swedish
TV
said
no
showing
penalty.
the penalty now. That was the only
Oh,
way.
yeah, let's have a look.
They were only the only way they were getting back into the game.
It's never a pen, boys. It's never a pen.
It's
never a pen.
Clearly come off his chest and then onto his elbow. They were looking for that all night.
How many times have they gone over to the referee like that? How many times? And this was over like little flimsy ones, where they'd be just desperate. And then you're seeing, Mbappe screaming and celebrating. And it's like, mate, you've just been handing it. You've just been giving it. You've just been giving it. I just can't believe. It's the same with the Marley one. They've just showed the Marley one again. And, the ball bounces up and Marley's literally backing away like that with his arm as if to go, I don't want to touch it. And it obviously hits him because it bounces up. Like, again, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if he'd given the Gordon one or he's even given the Marley one because it's actually touched his arm, I would still be upset, don't get me wrong. Maybe not so much with the Gordon one, but the Marley one, I'd still be upset, but at least you could go, well, it has actually hit his arm. And yes, you could say he's trying to get out the way, but, but that Livramento one, they just keep showing it and it keeps getting worse. Chest, elbow. I just...
You don't deserve that, lads. Livramento was sensational tonight.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely sensational. Usman Dembele was on absolute smoke all night, and he did nothing. He did nothing because Livramento was on point all game. He had him.
Bale, someone says that JB in UFC says earlier.
And by the way, boys, this is Livramento on point against one of the best wingers in the world, playing in the Parc des Princes, and he's 21 and he's made a handful of Newcastle starts, and he's not even playing in his natural position. He's not even playing at right back.
It looks like it though, Chris. It looks like his natural position. That's how good he's playing.
Yeah. He's class.
Yeah. Whoever just put that about the ref got the bag. The ref got the bag tonight. The ref's going on holiday for a month after that. He got the bag tonight. He got that big wad of cash from their owner. There was no doubt about it.
Kamal
says he feels sick. Honestly, I feel sick.
Kamal says Beans, Keys, and Andy Gray were shocked as well. And Connie said earlier the Swedish TV said no pen as well. No one has thought it was a pen yet.
Do you know what? I hope that this creates now a siege mentality, as in Eddie, I'll go and see everyone's against us. Fuck them all, and it's them against us. Because that's what that's proven. That's what that's proven. How can you play a game of football and then get done like that over a decision like that? I hope now this creates a siege mentality and we go out on Saturday against Man United and blow them away. Blow them away, and Eddie Howe just go, fuck them all. Fuck them all. It's us against them. I hope now that really does, because Eddie Howe's got to be so... Eddie Howe's got to be, so full of praise for those players, because they put in a performance tonight that we would never have expected. We weren't expecting that. And yes, second half was very uncomfortable, but the players left everything out on the pitch, I think, as somebody said before. And we're all just proud of them. And when you get a terrible, disgusting, horrible decision like that, it just makes you think, you know what? Fuck them all.
Can't believe it, man.
That's going to take me days to get over that.
Right, lads. Let's start wrapping up.
Yeah.
There's not more that can be said apart from that penalty incident, because they were absolutely class. Let's tell people what's happening on Thursday night, as in the lead up to the Saturday night game against Man United. Pete, tell us about away days.
I don't know what to say, man. I'm still absolutely distraught at that. But we're back. Look, I've just put a tweet out. I said we've got to get a heads up. We've got to go again. We're back with Saeed TV, big channel, big guest for the big match previews, and looking forward to chatting to him. I'm not gonna lie. I hope we absolutely smash Man United on Saturday. We need an absolute smashing at St. James's Park, and we need to smash them.
I think we're going to get one, Pete. I think we're going to get one after that.
We need to put Isaac on charge, though. He ran out of batteries by halftime.
Yeah. Eddie Howe pulled him over a couple of times, didn't he? And he had his arm around him, and I think he was just just keep going, just keep doing what you can do, just keep, and obviously don't stretch yourself, because what we don't want is him pulling up.
Yeah.
Those two chances as well, actually, the one where Isaac was through, and the one where Gordon was through as well, and they just hesitated and shooting first time. Proved costly as well. I know they weren't out and out chances, but just to get a shot off, you never know.
Yeah. It's just one of those, isn't it? I mean, it's you're right, Daz. There was a couple of you could call them half chances, maybe more than two fair chances, maybe. But it's so deflating,
Right, we're going to start wrapping up, lads. Thanks everyone for joining us all the way through, and anyone that's joined us at halftime, full time, or just before the game as well. We will be back, as Pete said, on Thursday at 8 o'clock with Saeed to talk all about our back to the Premier League and the game on Saturday night. Let's see what Man United do tomorrow as well. They're playing Galatasaray. They home or away?
Away.
I think they're away. Yeah. Yeah, so
won't be easy there. Won't be easy.
No. Never is, and then they're bottom of their group, so they need to get something out there. But that is it. Shout out to our sponsors as well. Shout out to HCO Bathroom Design Co. and to the Radiator Shed. But that's it. We were robbed.
Eddie Howe's just about to do his interview now. I don't know if you want to stay on for this or whether you want to switch off. Hold on. Yeah,
he's shaking his head already, isn't he?
He said he's still coming to terms with it. Said he's so pleased with what the players are given. Yeah. Talk about their commitment and execution. But yeah, he's saying that basically we'll run out of luck, and that's basically what it is. Like when you're putting your faith in the officials, and that it's up in the gods, because you don't know what they're thinking at this particular time. It's right next to him. That's the thing he's saying. He's saying the ball moves so quick, and it's not like it's been smashed from 5 yards, 10 yards away from him. he's right next to him. The ball gets played right next to him. So you've got to have that. You've got to have that issue where it's close to you. Yeah. You're saying that's a frustration because Genius is saying, quite rightly, you had this situation before where it bounces up, hits the player, doesn't get given the penalty earlier on in the game. The same situation happens again, and it gets given this time. Like, where's the consistency? Ali McCoy should have said it's a horrendous decision. All of them, Laura Woods, Genius, McCoy, they're all saying absolutely shocking decision. But yeah, oh my God. They're just talking about it now, so mad. Absolutely mad. But you know what? I don't want to this watch along, this result tonight shouldn't be ended on a negative. Those boys were absolutely sensational tonight.
Yeah.
Way beyond our wildest dreams. They were beyond our wildest dreams in the performance against Chelsea.
Yeah.
They've gone way above beyond our wildest dreams tonight in that performance. Yeah. I'm so proud of those boys on the biggest stage of them all. In a night where we couldn't lose, we should have won. But we take the point.
We should.
And you know what? I've just got a message from Lee, and he says, although from a PSG point of view, he says he hasn't watched it up close, but although PSG had a number of chances that they should have put away, which is a fair point. Donnarumma was poor. To think PSG can still win the group is insane in his opinion, and they're just not ready at this level. And that's him saying about PSG. He thinks Newcastle will probably go through. Milan are rubbish. He thought Newcastle defended really, really well tonight.
You should say to him, wait till he sees it back.
Yeah.
When he sees that back, he'll know. Lee will know, and Lee will be the first to admit it. Lee will say, "Wow, we've got away with one there."
Yeah. He will know it's not a penalty. 100%. When he gets back tonight, he'll look at that. He'll see. It's not a penalty at all. Never.
No. Do you know what, though? I think Lee makes a good point there as well when he talks about Milan. Like, I must admit, I thought Milan would do Dortmund tonight. I really did. And the fact that Dortmund now, and kudos to Dortmund, they've come to St. James's won. They've won against us at home, and then they've gone to the San Siro and done them in as well. Dortmund deserve, especially where Dortmund were. When I think was it after 2 games, and we were all going, but Dortmund are going to be bottom. That's what we all said. Dortmund are going to be bottom. We drawn at the San Siro and then beat PSG. We were going, we've got a great chance here. And we all, well, I'm saying we all, I'm talking for you now, but I personally, I wrote Dortmund off. I thought Dortmund were done. And then Dortmund have now gone and got 3 back-to-back wins. So that's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah, they look like the outstanding side in this group now.
Yeah, they do.
Without a doubt. And look, PSG, as we've talked about and Lee mentioned, they don't travel well. Dortmund, we hope, do the right thing. They do the right thing and play their strongest team, and they could potentially turn over, or certainly allow PSG to only get a point. If we just need to go and beat AC Milan.
Just do our game.
Go and do our job. Get the 3 points. Yeah. As we can see, some of the Newcastle fans now being allowed to leave. Go get the 3 points against Milan, and we know then we're still in Europe.
Yeah,
get 3 points. We're still in Europe.
Europe is still in our hands. Exactly.
Yeah.
Boys,
and everyone, we said. Oh, sorry, I was going to say we said a draw before the match. We thought a draw was a good result prior to the match. And also the fact, especially after the double loss against Dortmund, we said it would just be nice to be in the mix in the last game. And we are in the mix. So on a positive note, we are in the mix. We're still in there. It's just highly disappointing that we didn't come away with 3 points tonight. Sorry, Daz.
100%.
No.
Just before we go, we've had a number of new people in the chat. So great to see you, SPK. Great to see you in the chat. A few others as well. Just make sure you subscribe, and everyone click the like on the way out as we wrap up the show. Everyone click a like. Let's get well over 100 likes. We've had well over 100 people in the chat at points tonight. Let's get over 100 and let's keep that building. And let's build the subs. Thank you for joining us, or joining the three of us tonight. Really enjoyable stream, although it didn't go the way we wanted. But we've had another 10 subscribers tonight, so thank you for those subscribers joining us for the show, and we'll be back. Come on, let's smash Man U. Come on, let's do it.
How'd you like that? It didn't go our way, but see you in the next one. Good night, everyone.
Drinking